Welcome everyone, how we doing? Today is a great day. I've got sources for you. So first I'm going to start, I haven't got the link yet from Gnostic. So first I'm going to start by showing you why we got to where we are. And we're going to see that in the video that I'm going to play. But first off, a few days ago, I was having an exchange with Gnostic on X, formerly Twitter. And what did he say? Let's have a look at what he said on X. So he was saying I was spamming him, and then all you have to do is come on and my show. That's what he said. Okay, so I said at 2:40 a.m. over in Australian time, let's set it up for the weekend. All right, because it's 2:40 in the morning in the midweek. All right, so he goes, sure thing, why not? How about Saturday night? I said, sure, good, let's get it done. And then less than 3 hours later, he's saying, replying to something else after I've gone to bed, saying, you keep spamming me, but you can't just jump on a stream. We all just saw a couple of hours ago, I said, he said, okay, it's all set up for the stream to happen. And then straight away, he's saying, I don't want to jump on a stream. So this is the guy we're dealing with. I'm dealing with right now. We've all been dealing with. So this is who he is and how he tries to play things out. On the one hand saying, let's go. And then two hours later saying, I don't want to jump on a stream. But here I am, okay? And then he wants to talk about, the terms that were going to happen. I said in my video that we're going to watch, we're going to watch this whole video for your audience to see exactly all the sources and who you are and who you've been, okay? And then I said, that's the term. We're going to actually look at the evidence. That's my terms, to look at the evidence. And what does he say? Remember when Ammon said there was terms for other people? Well, what were those terms? So the term was Richard Carrier, what I heard, you only wanted to read one line of ancient Greek. So that's the terms we're talking about in differences between those people and me. I want to look at all the sources that I've got. These people want to say, we can only read one little line of Greek. Okay, that's where we're starting off. And so he agreed to my terms to watch the video. Fine, I will play your stupid video on my channel without interruption. So this is where we're starting from. We're going to watch my whole video without interruption, and then we'll go through the sources. Deal? Deal. I said, all right, we're set. Let's go. So let's see if I have the link now from Gnostic, and then we can actually go through my video and watch this thing. So let me bring up the emails and see what's the go. He just said, okay, I prefer we do it on one channel. Okay, well, I'm not playing that game. If you're not going to let me do my own stream, I'm going to sit here with everyone and watch your video while everyone can see it. All right? I'm not sitting on your channel without going on both channels. All right? I'm not just sitting on yours. If you don't want to come on my stream and do a dual stream, I've offered to go on yours, but he doesn't want to go on mine. He's talking about it cuts the engagement in half. I don't want to bring up emails because I don't do that. I'm just telling you what he says. He doesn't want to do it on both channels, okay? Right now. I'll quote it verbatim. I prefer we do it on one channel. More viewers and views and comments on one video reach more people. No. If we both stream at the same time, it cuts the engagement in half. I'm already letting you do your terms. I think this is fair. No, we're watching my video or we're not doing it at all. I will turn off super chats. Yeah, you can turn off your super chats, but I'm not going on your channel without you coming on here as well. Okay? Yes, I'm live already because I'm setting out, here's what's going on. All right? So he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to come on mine. Which I can send him the link to this right now. Actually, I'll send him the StreamYard link right now. Because I was going to go on his one. And then just give him the StreamYard link in the private chat that you get on StreamYard. So I'm going to give him my one. And we'll see what happens. Let's go. We're just waiting now. So if he doesn't want to do this, I'm going to bring this up then. Let's start this way. Let's start with... Let's start with the terms. Let's start with what he said, all right? What evidence do I need?
One source for anything that you claim about about antiquity. We've been waiting. Me and the entire internet have been waiting for you to give one source for anything that you claim about about antiquity.
You heard it there. One source about anything we claim about antiquity. One source. Okay? One source. Okay, well, if you're going to do this, then I'm just going to do it right here, okay? I'm going to do it right here. So let me bring up this short, because it's only a short. So go to my channel, shorts. Now, it's one of the most recent ones I just put out. And we're going to have a look at the source. Okay, let me just set this up. And let's share this shit. Let's go. Share screen. Okay. So let's have a look at one source. This was on my last stream a few nights ago. So let's just take a look. Where can we find sources that say we're using body fluids as antidote from males and females?
Assuming that these people their immune system would react in a certain way and they could pull out, for lack of a better term, like the antibodies that we're using to fight the poison and use that to put into other people.
I think that's what's happening when they talk about breast milk.
This is from De Materia Medica. Woman's milk is the sweetest and most nourishing. Sucked. It is good for pains and hunger in the stomach and for consumption. It is also an antidote in a drink for someone that has taken sea hair, mixed with frankincense that has been pounded into small pieces, dropped into eyes. New Testament, putting it into the eyes. Estus ophthalmus. These sources aren't New Testament. This is outside of the Bible. And they're talking about using women's milk as an antidote right there. I'm going to go to Google and I just typed in ancient sources for extracting semen as an antidote. Pliny the Elder, natural history. The shameless and disgusting researches that have been made will quite transcend all belief. When we find authors of the very highest repute proclaiming aloud that the male seminal fluid is a sovereign remedy for the sting of the scorpion. In the case too of women afflicted with sterility. Thank you. We're done here. Okay, thank you. We're done here. Okay, as you all just saw, these are the sources from Dioscorides. Okay, Ammon said they're using women's breast milk as antidotes. Because Danny said, for lack of a better term, pulling out antibodies. And what did it say in Dioscorides? Right here. Women's milk, you use it, you sucked, it says, this is just straight medical text, is an antidote in a drink. Okay? Women's milk is an antidote in a drink. Ammon said they're using women's breast milk. There's your first source. And then in this same short, he wanted to ask, where is one source? This is Pliny the Elder, okay? This is old. Pliny the Elder says in a primary source, the shameless and disgusting researches that have been made will quite transcend all belief when we find authors of the very highest repute proclaiming aloud the male seminal fluid, okay, semen, is a sovereign remedy to the sting of the scorpion. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying. Women's medicine is being used. Women's bodies are being used as antidotes, okay? And now on the men's side, men's semen is being used as, right here, a remedy for the sting of the scorpion. There's two now. There's two primary sources that I've just brought up. Okay? I'm gonna get that email out the way now. I don't need that up now because he's got the link. So if he wants to come on, then we can sort that out. So we have right there both sides, male and female body fluids used as antidotes and remedies for poisons and dangerous animals like scorpions. All right, that's just okay. That's just this here. If we want to go through, I'm just going to start playing my video. If he wants to come on, then he can come on. All right, let's do that. All right, I'm going to stop that one and I'm going to bring up my video so we can just watch everything for ourselves. That's how it's going to be. Let's do it. I love watching this video too. Thanks everyone. Let's thank you all for being here. 164 people. I'm not going to say smash the like, subscribe, not do all that. Thank you for being here. Let's just look at the sources, okay? Let's just look at the sources. And let's look at his own words. Let's go.
Nothing Ammon has been saying about antiquity has been true. Nothing. Nothing. There's no sources.
Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. That's bad manners, eh?
Nothing Ammon has been saying about antiquity. Okay, I just want to stop there for a sec. Nothing. He said nothing. I just showed you two sources, primary sources. Dioscorides talking about women's milk and Pliny the Elder talking about male seminal fluid as a remedy for scorpions. Okay, two already. Is true. If you're going to say there are no sources, you've got nothing left. If sources don't matter to you, they don't exist, like Luke Gorton, the sources don't exist, everything burned down, there's nothing, everything's speculation, you're literally at the end of the rope. And this is the end of the line for Gnostic and these people, it looks like. Because if you're going to sit there and claim there are no sources, then you literally do not want to look at the sources. And I'm going to show you that's exactly what he did when he watched Ammon's last stream that had my video in it. That he skimmed through all of my parts of the video, that he didn't want to reference any sources that I brought up, and now he's claiming there's no sources. No, it's you don't want to look at them because it ruins everything that you're saying about Ammon and antiquity. Because you're a liar. And I've shown that many times. To claim there's no sources, holy shit. I'll give you the whole timeline, the whole breakdown, everything he's done, everything he said, and I'm going to show you all the sources, and I'm going to show you you can do this work yourself. I'm going to put all the links to all the sources in the description, and I put... Now that I want everyone to know, you can go to the description of this live stream or this video that I've got up on my channel, and I put all the sources in the description, okay? So everyone can do this. I'm trying to show everyone can do this. This isn't just listening to Ammon, just listening to me or anyone else. Anyone can literally go in the description of my video and click on the sources that I'm going to bring up right here. You can do this yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. We can all do this ourselves. We don't need anyone else. We don't need a PhD from fucking Harvard, who I've shown before, and I'm going to show here. You can do it yourself. Put them on the screen for you as well. So you can do this work for yourself. He's saying there are no sources when he knows that you, right there, you who's watching this, can do this yourself. And I'm going to show you how. So let's get into this video.
LH, his buddy LH, also constantly makes videos about me being lying, and just completely just butchers everything.
Now I'm going to use his own words throughout this whole video because, as I put in the beginning, never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. And all I'm going to do is use his own words in this video to prove he's going to completely butcher everything, and I'm going to show you how.
We started talking about Younger Dryas, and none of us there.
I just saw a comment though. He's saying I'm running away. Okay, he has the link to this stream. He has the link to this stream. If he wants to come on, I will go on his as well. The second he comes on here, I will go on there as well. Okay? So he has the link. He's not coming on. I gave him the link first. So he's coming on here. That's to work that out, all right?
I've
Completely butcher everything, and I'm going to show you how.
We started talking about Younger Dryas, and none of us there have any fucking clue what we're talking about. Any fucking clue what we're talking about. Any fucking clue what we're talking about. They ended up saying maybe there was 2 comments.
He said they ended up saying maybe there was 2 comets. What actually happened?
There's an older Dryas right before this period, from 18,000 BC to 14,000 BC. So was there another comet then?
You're the one that said it. He is a straight up liar, misrepresenting the facts, misrepresenting the evidence, misrepresenting his own words. Lie, lie, lie.
I also asked him, would you be willing to come on my channel and discuss some of these topics that, you know, you have all this time to make videos about me?
Well, actually, I didn't make a lot of videos. I made 2 videos, or 3. I've made 3 videos now. I made one a while ago when he lied about my first video that I made with Christing and drugs about his buddy Myth Vision and Ronald McDonald. And then I made 2 other videos, one that was like a nearly 3-hour breakdown of the debate he had with D. Dunking on Matt Beale's podcast, and I broke down for 3 hours the sources, the evidence, and his lies and his misrepresentation of evidence. And then I made a second video, which I showed the clip from, with him and Flint Dibble when he went on Flint Dibble's podcast, and he misrepresented the evidence, and Flint Dibble admitted that he had misrepresented evidence. So I made 2 videos breaking down his lies, and I cut up a bunch of shorts about it. That's all. Now he's going to misrepresent him saying that he wanted to have me on his show to talk about all this stuff, because this video is the video I did after Luke Gorton and Ammon Hillman had a debate on Danny Jones, and I broke down for an hour in this one and a bunch of other videos how Luke Gorton was lying and obfuscating the sources and the reality and the truth of what was going on in the ancient Greek sources relating to ancient Greek and Jesus and the New Testament and everything in that. And I did an hour video breaking that down. And then I got an email from Stephen from Cross Bible, Gnostic's friend, not Gnostic himself. So this was 5 months. Hang on a minute. Is he saying, if he's saying that, that is just false. I was on 2 different StreamYards. I was checking, make sure it worked again last night on this one and another link I have just for fucking around with stuff. So joining 2 StreamYards is not impossible. I was doing it last night, watching this video on 2 different StreamYards at the same time. No issues. Months ago after the debate happened. So here's the email I got. I'm not sharing any of the exchange in it. I'm just showing this to show you. It was Stephen Nelson from Cross Bible sent me the email about the Hillman versus Gorton debate review. And that was Friday, January 16. He wanted me to come on Gnostic's channel because they were doing a breakdown of the debate. So when Gnostic says, I've got all this time to make videos about him but not go on his channel when he invited me, that's not quite accurate, because he invited me back in January after the debate with Hillman and Gorton. Nothing to do with Egypt, the pyramids, Baalbek, anything he talked about in that debate where I did that nearly 3 hour breakdown. So it had nothing to do with that. What actually happened is I posted all those shorts on X, or formerly Twitter, to show that everyone that he was lying. And what did he do? He blocked me on X so I can't respond to his lies with the videos proving he's lying. And here's the debate breakdown I did. He has since unblocked me since this video, because a lot of people were hounding him saying, why did you block him? Go talk to him. He wants to go on with you. Okay. So he's unblocked me now. But at the point of this, I was blocked. So let's just go on from here. Nearly 3 hours of, where I broke down all his lies, all the evidence to show he was disingenuous and misrepresenting evidence. That was the first one I did. And the second one was him and Flint Dibble lying to everyone and proving that he misrepresented evidence in that first clip I showed you with him and Flint. So the first video that he responded to that I ever had interaction with Gnostic was last year when I did a video on Christ equals drugs. And it was a reaction to Myth Vision talking about Christing being drugs and the ancient Greek sources. And now what I want to point out here is on Twitter, X, he was saying a few days ago that Christ is still not a drug term. And I said, I've already proven that it is. And this is the video in question proving that Christing means a drug-related term. And he's still saying a few days ago, when this video came out last year, he's still saying that it's not a drug term and I didn't prove it, okay? And Gnostic went completely disingenuous and said this. So I made a video saying, hey, he's being disingenuous. Can't you see this? Here's all the evidence. I'll show you a few clips of this video to show you exactly what he did. Pharmacon is the drug. The Christ or drink is how you apply it. He said the Christ or drink is how you apply it. He's claiming that I didn't know that the Christ or drink is how you apply it in this case. That's rubbed on. That's how you apply the ointment. Christon is how you apply the medicine. In this case, how you apply the pharmacon, the drug. Like, he knows the sources. That's the worst thing about this. He knows these sources. He's read all this stuff. So he's just being disingenuous. Christon, rubbed on, how you apply it. Exactly what I said. He's claiming that I never said this and I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyone who follows Gnostic Informant, like, I'm not trying to do anything to make you hate the dude or not like him or not watch him. These are the claims he's making about me and other people, claiming we don't know what we're talking about, when he knows this stuff. So why is he doing it? Because you can see for yourselves right here, I explained it perfectly. Christ is the application, pharmacon is the drug. He's lying to you.
It's just the different forms of application.
Did you hear that, Gnostic? I said it's the different forms of application in these Christings. En Christa, Christon, Epikristos. Come on. Epikristos, smeared on, pharmaca, drugs, smeared. That's how it's applied. Smeared, rub. Again, I said that's how it's applied. That's how you apply the drugs in this case. He's projecting a false narrative, so people who see whatever he says believe this false reality that he's trying to create for himself and his viewers. And then he says Pharmacon is the drug, as if I didn't know that. But I've already showed you, I said it many times. Pharmacon is the drug. Pharmacon is a drug. Pharmacon is a drug, and it's referencing a Christ. The application, Christos, Christ, freshly spread drugs. Being disingenuous now, and everyone can see it. This is the key bit from this video. Everyone can see it, or everyone who has eyes to see it can actually see it. Now, I know from my experience, there's going to be three types of people everywhere. There's going to be people who agree with you. There's going to be people who disagree with you no matter what. And there's going to be people who are like on the fence. They don't really care. So I know there are going to be people who watch this and see all the evidence and they're still going to side with Gnostic because they don't care about evidence. Just like Gnostic doesn't care about evidence. Because if he did, he'd look at all this and go, okay, I've actually, here's all the evidence. Here's all the sources that he says doesn't exist. But he doesn't really care about evidence and sources anymore. He just cares about protecting his narrative that is absolutely gone now. It's gone. He's got no legs to stand on anymore because he is so disingenuous. And what does that actually mean? And am I right in using that word for Gnostic Informant? It's disingenuous there, not candid or sincere, typically by pretending that one knows less about something than one really does. Yep, that's exactly what he did in his comment. I explained that the Pharmacon was the drug many times, and I explained that the Christ or drink is how you apply it multiple times. So that shows you he doesn't care about evidence anymore. He's making up lies about people and the sources. Exactly, he's making up lies about the sources and the evidence and about people like myself. So as I showed before, this is the video that he wanted to talk about when he invited me, or Stephen from Cross Bible invited me on the show on behalf of Gnostic. Okay, this is the video and this is the information. Yeah, Gnostic was blocked on my channel, is on this channel because of what he said. I just showed you he was disingenuous, making that comment on my YouTube, and he was abusing people in my comments. And it was coming up under hidden comments because of the nasty, disgusting stuff he was saying. So I don't want him to be able to say this nasty, disgusting, disingenuous stuff on my channel to people who are just making comments about things that they want to ask me questions or making comments on a video. He has the link. He can come on. And then I will go on to his. Nothing to do with all the other stuff about the pyramids in ancient Egypt, where he said, I've got tons of time to make all these videos about him, but not go on his show. I made those 2 videos and broke down all those shorts for everyone to see the evidence for themselves. And he's still sitting there, not referencing the evidence. Disingenuous liar. He wants to run away from the sources, project a false narrative like he's still doing. Saying literally what he's doing right now. There are no sources. This guy, oh my god. So I'll show you a clip from this video that I made about Luke Gordon and Ammon Hillman and show you exactly what I posted and the evidence that Gnostic says they wanted to talk about.
By the way, vowels are very important in Greek. You can't just substitute them in and out.
He's a fucking liar. He just sat there and lied to Danny and Ammon and everyone who watched this. Over 400,000 people who watched this podcast with Luke, Danny, and Ammon. He just lied about ancient Greek vowels being so important that you can't substitute them in and out. These are the people we're dealing with.
By the way, vowels are very important in Greek. You can't just substitute them in and out.
This is a straight up lie. Now, this is Ialamos, and you can see it can change depending on what dialect you're using. Luke right there just made shit up. Ia and Ie. Very similar, but you can change the vowels. Iaomai, which is the verb to heal and cure. It also has Iesomai.
But let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Say, oh, you know, they're mispronouncing it. Okay, whatever.
No, I'm not going to say it. Stop putting arguments in my mouth. That's disingenuous.
You are
lying to you while giving you the finger. No, I'm the one that knows everything. I'm the one in charge. You shut up and listen to me. No, you're a fucking liar.
I'm not going to say it. Stop putting arguments in my mouth. That's disingenuous.
You are
So he said there, you can't change the vowels in ancient Greek, but I've already shown, yes, you can. And right here in the lexicon, it says lama is Dorian for lama. So that's just a bit of the evidence that I put in my previous videos showing Luke Gordon, classicist, lied about ancient Greek vowels and them not being able to be interchanged. But the lexicon and all the evidence and the sources that I showed show you different dialects have different spelling and they use different vowels. Just like Iaomai uses an alpha and Iesomai uses an eta. So you can change the vowels contrary to what Luke Gordon said on the podcast. And that's what I brought up. One of the things I brought up. How does Gnostic Informant dispute this? You can't. Ammon called out someone else as being disingenuous. See the same people that hang around each other are using the same tactics. Deflection, obfuscation, disingenuous. Okay, that's who we're dealing with. And with an extremely condescending tone as well here with Luke Orton. So after I got that email, Gnostic and Steven did the stream. And what did they do?
Either this guy right here, and they're just going to repeat exactly what you just heard there, not even knowing what that means or what's going on. And they're just going to repeat it. And then when I ask them, hey, come on my channel, what you just said made no sense. It's nonsense.
I don't have to go on your channel. My videos and my work speak for itself. And Luke's lying speaks for itself. And me pointing it out shows you all the evidence you need. You don't need me to go on your channel to prove this to you. You can watch the video and you can watch this one as well. You can sit there and show this to all your viewers and just show them that Luke lied about ancient. Hey, thank you. All right, let's go.
Sorry, dude. Do you know that I can't go on 2 StreamYards at the same time and I'm already logged in? I had to close my stream down. So we're doing it.
I was doing it last night.
I can't. It wouldn't let me because my camera's being used through OBS. I can only.
Oh, you're using OBS. Okay. Well, so can we do it now? So I can go on yours as well?
Yeah. Can you come on my channel, or do you want to do it here? I don't give a fuck, dude. I mean,
you want to do it here now? Okay. All right.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you in the emails. Come to my channel, dude. You want to stream? I even said you can stream on your shit. I even gave you everything you wanted, and you just refused to come over there. I waited 20
I didn't.
minutes.
I said, give me the link.
25 minutes, dude.
Okay.
Are you serious? Are you
Let's go. Let's keep going.
So we're gonna do it over here now? Is that what you want to do?
Sure. Let's go.
But now you want me to do your terms and on your channel?
We're just looking at sources. Do you have a problem with that?
We're gonna watch your whole video again. Is that what you're? Let's go right to the sources then. Why do we gotta
go on your stream for that? You need to right here the sources and the evidence. You know what he just said in the beginning?
There's no sources
on a stream. The way he treats people has nothing to do with the sources and the evidence that he claims to want to talk about. So that's why
this is the way we're doing it. You have 5. First of all, there's 3 views on the screen right now. You're watching.
That's got nothing to do with the video. Be quiet.
You're watching the video.
I didn't have anything to do with him because I knew that he would be like this. Even with me on the stream, as he's proven with multiple other people, and even his chat was saying, you don't have to degrade people like this. Just use the evidence. He just said there are no sources.
Come on my channel and let's go through this. Let's have a discussion. Nope, they don't want to do it. LH did not. LH turned down to come on here because he's still doing it.
Now I don't understand how he gets to that conclusion. I'm a fraud. When all I did was show that Luke Orton was lying about evidence and sources, the things he claimed about ancient Greek vows that you can all see. He doesn't explain how I'm a fraud. See, he just uses words to make his audience think something about someone without any evidence. Disingenuous gaslighting.
If he's intelligent at all, he's a fraud.
How? Doesn't explain it. Doesn't give any evidence.
If he's really dumb, then he's really dumb. Then I gotta feel bad for him.
See, these people reveal that they're talking about themselves when they're trying to project that onto other people. And I've seen these people before. I've dealt with these people before. That's why I don't want anything to do with him because I know he's not going to be genuine. He is proven to be disingenuous, as I've done multiple times. And he doesn't want anything to do with the sources because he literally said there are no sources. So what's the conversation now?
There's no sources.
Where's the conversation going when you're claiming there are no sources?
If he actually knows what he's talking about, he's a fraud.
See the mentality. I don't know how this works. This guy's mind. If he knows what he's talking about, he's a fraud. How am I a fraud? I'm showing the evidence to people.
Let's go through the sources
on the debate that you wanted to talk about with me. Where's the fraudulence in that? Showing the evidence that Luke Orton lied.
The sources, he's a fraud, so they can get a little bit of clout on the internet, so we can get 200, 400 views. How does that feel? You love that clout? A narcissist?
I will skip this bit because it just shows how much how many views I've got and just lies to you. So let's go. We're going to pull up sources right now. Right here, this bit has sources. Okay, what I did in this video, sources that apparently don't exist.
There's no sources.
The most likely way for Cleopatra to kill herself is some sort of poison. How that was applied, I think we don't know.
Prudence Jones. We don't know
Let's talk
how
about this.
it was applied. Professor Classics
We don't know
PhD
how it
from
was
Harvard,
applied.
you don't know how the poison was applied. Cleopatra was around from 69 BC to 30 BC. So Strabo was around the same time as Cleopatra.
There's no sources.
So I pulled up Strabo on the Perseus Tufts website, which anyone can do.
Dude, can I
Anyone
talk?
can do this. I put
Can we have a
in the
debate?
red text down the bottom. If there's any way for you to copy and paste it, I'll
how you wanna
put this
do
in
that, or
the
we just sit
description
there
as
and
well.
copy? I
This
can't
link,
talk to you?
so you can actually go to this yourself and check all the facts
Dude,
that
you are
I'm
a
pulling up on
coward.
this source
You
that
are a
actually
coward.
exists.
We
And I
can't
talked
even
about it
engage
to
the
show
debate.
you, if
That's
I
a
can
lot
read
to
this for
talk.
myself and click on these words and bring up what the lexicon says about it, holy shit, I can do
Let's
it.
go
You
to the
can do it
source
too.
Strabo
People
right
who
now
are
and read it.
PhDs in classics, they're sitting on TV shows and they're telling us they don't know, which means they haven't read the sources. Or,
You're a
in
liar.
a worst case
You're lying
scenario,
right now.
they've read
You're
them
lying
and they're
right now
lying
about
to us.
Strabo.
And they're
Let's
telling
go to
us
Strabo right
they
now.
don't know, which is what
Go to
Gnostic
Strabo
Informant
right
is doing,
now and
because
go to
he's
the
read all
source.
these sources. He knows all these sources exist. And now he's
You're
turning it
so
around to saying there
disingenuous,
are
dude.
no sources.
There's no sources.
First of all, I
Pull
didn't
this
say
up, it's
anything
on
about
Perseus
Cleopatra
Tufts. You can go look at
anytime
this.
at all.
Just go on to
Why is
Perseus
that even
Tufts
being
and bring
brought
up
up?
Greek
Why
Roman
is-
materials, and
why
you
is
can
Cleopatra
see
being
anything.
brought
And
up?
here's
I
the
didn't talk
actual
about
Greek text
Cleopatra.
here. By the application
Hello?
of a poisonous
I'm asking
ointment,
you a question.
pharmakoi epikristai. Pharmakoi comes from the word pharmakon.
Is that from
meaning
Strabo?
a drug. I did this
You're gonna
video
keep kidding me?
before I did the video
let's
about
go to Strabo.
trusting
Let's read what Strabo
with
said.
drugs. The one that
I'm
Gnostic.
going to share my screen right now. Let's go to Strabo right now and read what he
It's
said.
right in front of you.
I know. I have the text right here. You're not reading it correctly. You can't read Greek. What
What are you
does that say?
talking about?
What does it say
This
then?
is the source.
What does it say then? Tell me what it says.
Look at it.
I'm
Pharmakoi.
asking you to read the text.
Shush! Pharmakoi epikristoi. What is a pharmakon? I showed you a pharmakon is a drug.
Yep.
Epikristoi is an epichrysting.
What is the
an
word?
application smearing of a drug.
Hey, idiot. What does it say right before that? What does it say right before that? Degmati what? Aspidos.
Whether by the bite of an asp or
applying a pharmacon.
applying a pharmakon with a Christ.
What does it say right after that? For two accounts are given.
Yes, but what does it say?
It's saying we don't know exactly how she died. It says it right in the text. You liar.
The text is saying it was one of two things. This is just one source I've got. I've got another one. Okay.
Why? I got a whole bunch of them here, idiot.
When she says we don't know how they applied the poison, what does it say? She said we don't know how she applied the poison. It says pharmakoi, which is a drug or a poison, and an epichrysting. Epichrist is a application of a drug or a poison. So it says it right there.
First of all, this is like a fever dream. I've never said a word about Cleopatra. Why?
You said give me one source about anything that you have said about antiquity. Anything.
Dude,
anything about antiquity, all right? One source about anything.
Caesar crossed the Rubicon and you win the debate? Is that what you're saying? Are you brain dead? I'm talking about Ammon's claims that no one else that Ammon's claims that he says that everyone's wrong about. That's what I'm talking about.
And the Christ is an application of a drug, which you
not.
said. What are you talking about? It's right here.
In this source, it is. It's not always.
Yeah, there it is. It is. Thank you. Christing is an application of a drug. Thank you. We're moving on.
What are you talking about?
Commented on that I showed you. So I showed the pharmakon is a drug before he made that disingenuous comment. This is proving more that he's disingenuous because this video came out before his comment claiming I didn't know a pharmakon is a drug and to Christ means to smear, the application. When I already brought it up in a video before he made that comment. Just more proof he's disingenuous, meaning a drug.
We don't know how she died?
Which means smeared on. She smeared on the pharmaca. That was my first video. And then I made this video because I saw Myth Vision had Ronald McDonald on. That's the guy. He's not a classicist, he's a Bible scholar. And they were talking about Ammon Hillman.
You don't know how to read a lexicon. Go back to
what are you talking about? You click on the pharmakon and it takes you exactly to that source. We're not playing this bullshit game. Anyone can do this for themselves. Go to the source for yourself.
The lexicon, you lying.
Go to the source for yourself. Everyone right now, go to the source. Go to the source right now, everyone, and Cleopatra's right there, and you can go look at it for yourself.
Pull up the lexicon. You can't read a lexicon. You're not reading it correctly. I'm going to
That's
show
not
you
true.
right now.
That is not true.
Pull it up and I'll show you why you're
More
wrong.
proof is disingenuous, meaning a drug.
So you're just going to play this video for 2 hours. I got to
smeared
sit here and
on.
watch.
Epi Christos. Smeared on. Then we go. Pharmaca, Strabo 1187, which is what we just looked
I'm
at.
trying to tell you, you don't know how to read a lexicon. What does it say before?
And I'm trying to tell you, you're being disingenuous because everyone can see it right here.
What does it say before that? What is that other blue word? You know
That
what
doesn't matter. Oh my
Yes,
God.
it does.
What are you talking about?
We're trying to define what does the word epikristos mean, right?
It means to be epichrysted drugs, which we just saw in Strabo.
No, it doesn't. It means to
Stop lying to people.
I'm trying to show you, dude. What is that word in blue right before pharmacon? The other one. What does it say?
Okay.
Okay, what is that? Do you know what that is?
We're not talking about that. We're talking about Pharmaca and the Strabo as an epichrysting.
Dude,
Stop playing games like Luke Gorton with the fucking semicolon. Stop it. Stop it. Pharmaca is a drug and it is used as an epichrist in Strabo, which I just showed everyone and everyone can go to.
Can I tell you why you're wrong? Fouquet.
No, because I'm not wrong.
Fouquet means seaweed.
This has nothing to do with that.
I know. I'm trying to tell you why you can't read you don't know how to read a lexicon. So
everyone, I just said this has nothing to do with that, and he just agreed with it. Okay.
Epikristos means to smear on.
Thank you.
It's giving you 2 sources. One of them.
Smear on what? The Pharmaca in Strabo.
I'm trying to explain that to you. Listen for a second. This is how you read a lexicon. It says epikristos, right? It says smeared on. That's a definition. Then it says Fouquet and Lucian. Right?
That's a different source. That's a different source.
I know, but you're saying epikristos always means to smear on drugs.
I never said always. I said in this particular source.
That's what
Strabo. I don't care what Ammon said. I'm saying what I'm saying because you brought me up. You brought me up and said I bring up fake sources.
Admitted that Ammon's a liar then.
I didn't admit Ammon's a liar. You said every single case.
Want to play the game? I'm saying always.
No one is saying every single time it's a drug thing. It said overwhelmingly a drug source.
He says it's always. I have a clip right here.
No.
Want to watch it? I have a clip right here. Want to watch it?
This is not the same thing. We're talking about what you said about me because you say I bring up fake sources.
Christ thing is always about drugs. You disagree with that. Is Ammon a liar or no?
It's not. I'm not saying he's a liar. I'm saying it's not always about drugs.
So you're saying he's wrong then. Thank you. So you're saying he's wrong. Thank you.
It's not always about drugs. What does it mean by the lexicon? Epichrist, you agreed, means to smear. And in this case, in the Pharmaca with Strabo, it means she either, in Strabo, she epichrysted the Pharmaca.
Good job. So far, that's correct. But
Thank you.
That's not what we're debating here.
Yes, it is. You said nothing about antiquity is true, and I bring up fake sources.
No, I said anything Ammon says is all his fault. When he says Christing always
Stop talking about Ammon. I'm here for me because you said I bring up fake sources. No.
So you agree with me that Ammon's wrong about Christ?
If he says it's every single time, then that's not accurate. And I've heard him say it's overwhelmingly related to drugs, which we've seen.
Dude, stop. It's to smear anything.
It can, but right here it's talking about drugs.
Thank you. You just admitted that Ammon's a liar. I
didn't. Christ is an application of a drug. Everyone on both channels, Christing is an application of a drug.
Do you want to watch the clip of Ammon saying it's always drug related every time the word Christ comes up?
We're not here for Ammon. It's not about him. It's about what you said about me. I brought up fake sources and fake translations. This is not a fake source.
So you agree with me?
This is not a fake source and it's not a fake translation.
So you agree with me that Ammon's wrong about the word Christ?
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about me.
Are you not?
We've already been over this. Okay, let's move on to the next sources, please.
You're not allowed to say he disagrees with Ammon. That's so funny.
Smeared on the Pharmaca. That was modeled on and the 2 drugs the Pharmaca poton. So I said
I'm not allowed to disagree.
You want to look at I'm talking about you want to talk about the poton. What does this line say? What does this line in HELIOPOLIS say?
You made a video saying that you pulled up a paper, a peer-reviewed paper about the mollusk, and you said this is exactly what Ammon says. That's not exactly what Ammon says.
Did you look at what I was saying? Did you look at what we're not going there. We're talking about this right. What does this say? Potera de Christon he poton to pharmacon. Which of the 2 pharmacon drugs is it? Is it a Christ? Can you admit Christ is a drug in this case?
Christing is the application of the pharmacon.
It's asking which kind of drug is it? Is it a Christ?
For drug, dude. Pharmacon means drug, not Christ.
Yes. And this is saying, what is this saying? Is this a...
How do you want to apply the pharmacon? As an ointment or as a potion?
As a Christ, thank you.
As an ointment is a Christ.
It's the same way of applying it. It means to rub and smear.
Christ does not mean drug here. Pharmacon means drug here.
Which form of the drug is it? Is it a Christ?
No.
So in this case,
that's not what it is. It's how are you applying the pharmacon? Is it a drug?
Is it Christed? Is it Christed?
That's how you apply the
pharmacon. Thank you. So Christ is a drug term right here.
Is the word for drug here, not Christ.
A drug term.
No, that's not right. Christone is how you apply it.
Exactly, and you apply what? The drug. So it's a drug-related term.
Yes, this is eating a drug term. Eating.
If you want to eat drugs, it can be.
It can be, but I don't. When I say,
but it is in this case.
So if I say edible, I'm talking about drugs, right? That's edible is a drug.
In
right?
this specific case, we are.
Give me an analogy. Just let me talk.
I don't care about your analogy. That makes no sense because the source in this case says we're using a Christ as a drug.
Just let me talk, dude. I'm on your channel now. I'm your guest. If I say give me those edibles, I'm talking about drugs, right? But does that mean eat means drug?
We just went over this. Not in every case, but in this specific case, it does mean.
That's what Ammon's been saying since day
I'm talking about me. You said I brought up fake sources. In this video, before we came on, it says, Gnostic said, I'm bringing up fake sources and bringing up fake translations. Okay?
Dude, Ammon says it's all, and you're...
I don't care about what Ammon's saying right now. This is about you, what you said about me.
So I want you on record to agree with me that Ammon's wrong about the word Christ. You have no... The
application of Christ is...
You can't even say, I think Ammon's wrong about this? You can't even say that?
What are you talking about? I just said, not in every case.
Okay, thank you. Ammon's wrong then. Ammon's wrong then.
What?
You just
in this specific... Okay, stop. We're moving on because I want to go through source. You want to go through sources? This is one. We've just gone over. Christ is the application of a drug. Thank you.
Listen, I'm not denying that pharmacons aren't anointed. I'm not saying that isn't the case. I'm saying that when you use the word Christ, it doesn't mean drug.
Anointed is the same type of application. Christ means to rub and smear. Anoint means to rub and smear. It's the same application.
Yo, shit! You can Christ a roof with concrete.
And that's what they do. Your sources saying they Christing plastering.
Exactly. It's not a drug.
The ships. Yeah, not in that case, but in this case it is. Can we move on? We've got this done. Thank you. Let's go move on.
Ammon Hillman is wrong. That's all I want the audience to know.
He's not wrong because it is, and the Christing is an application of a drug, but not in every case. Okay?
I've never denied that. I'm not admitting to it. I've always said that was the case since day one. Everyone has.
Okay, well, wait, let's move on.
Why are you bringing this up then? This makes no sense. Where are you even bringing it up then? You might as well have a thing that says 1 + 1 is 2. Who cares?
Look, the Christ is the drug in this case. If they're asking 1,000 views off lies.
No, Christ is not the drug in that case.
Fellatio.
Pharmacon is the drug in that case.
Ancient Hebrew, because it's 600. Make on Flint Dibble 20. There you go. That's just for the things without any evidence. While claiming there's no evidence for what I'm saying and showing you. The world of a narcissistic manipulator. Also, I know how they work. They're from the truth. So they don't see how in this clip it is when he gaslights his audience while trying to say the other person is gaslighting his audience. Projection.
Then you look at the comments and there's people who actually were like, it's guesswork. It's guesswork.
Because Luke Gordon in that debate with Ammon was saying we're guessing about everything. And then he's trying to project a false narrative saying Luke was being truthful and wanting evidence. Okay, ridiculous.
Because they're repeating the slogan. Because you're misgaslighting what actually he kept going. So you're saying it's guesswork, and he's like, "No, I'm not saying it's guesswork. I'm saying this is where the evidence is. This is what we know.
We don't know.
This is what we know.
We don't know. Anything we do is guessing. For the 1,000th time, we're guessing about everything. Everything's speculation. We don't know anything for sure.
It's guesswork.
Anything we do is guessing.
It's guesswork.
For the 1,000th time, we're guessing about everything.
You already played this for your audience. Why are you
guessing about everything?
Your audience already. Yo, dude, we're not on my channel.
So you just said he's not saying we're guessing about everything when right after I showed you he said for the 1,000th time we're guessing about everything.
Why was it a split second? Why can't you play the whole
You said you're being dishonest. You said he doesn't say we're saying we're guessing about everything. And then right after that I showed you Luke saying, quote, for the 1,000th time, we're guessing about everything. No. Shut your mouth.
I asked him this. I asked him to
exactly.
further elaborate
this is the
on
gaslighting you
want
see,
to hear it?
and that I've put it on display for everyone now.
You're
okay,
so
we just saw he was claiming people. There's the one of line videos on him. He had Madeline.
Hey, listen, LH. Let me ask you a question. So when you come up with the theory that Jesus took a death-inducing drug.
This has nothing to do with what you just said. Nothing to do with what you just said. Do you want to admit that Luke said? Do you want to admit that Luke said? For the 1,000th time, we're guessing.
Such a coward, dude.
For the 1,000th time, we're guessing about everything.
Guessing. It's about the evidence, and it's about what we know.
For the 1,000th time, we're guessing about everything, and you said he said we're not guessing. He said we're not guessing. And then I showed you. He said for the 1,000th time, we're guessing.
Explain it to you, and you keep cutting me off.
You don't need to explain it for everyone. Everyone just saw it.
Because you took it out of context. You're dishonest.
For the 1,000th time, we're guessing about everything. You just saw it. Everyone just saw it. Thank you.
I'm literally telling you that's not what we were saying. I'm literally telling you that's not what we're saying.
Everyone can see it. Stop gaslighting. Everyone can see it.
You're literally gaslighting. You're not even letting me explain myself.
You can't explain that away. Everyone saw it. You said he's not saying we're guessing when he literally said for the 1,000th time. I'm going to do it again. But I'm going to say it for 1,000 times now. For the 1,000th time, we're guessing about everything. Luke said it. You said he didn't say it. That is a straight lie. Shush.
Such a fucking coward.
Now, this is a great source. This is a great source. Before in previous videos on him, he had Madalena on to talk about ancient texts. Now, he's talking about Neoniscos and the age of the Neoniscos and saying it's like 20 to 40. I don't really care about the age of the Neoniscos right here. What I'm talking about right here is he's bringing up Diogenes, Laertius, talking about Pythagoras. He's using this source from Diogenes to say Pythagoras says a Neoniscos is in like the 20 to 40 year range. Now look what he does when he's talking to Josh, another guy, when he was on his stream just a couple of days ago about bringing up sources that are secondary. So Diogenes was writing this text in the 3rd century AD about Pythagoras, who lived in the 5th, 6th century BC. So we are 700 years roughly removed from Pythagoras to Diogenes. Not a primary source.
We don't have any actual sources from Linus, you dumbass. We don't have any sources from Linus, you dumbass.
You see how it treats people? If you're right, that's great. You've proven your point. You are right. To be like, you dumbass, and treating people like this, even people in his own chat were saying you don't need to behave like this. So he's saying you don't have any primary sources from Linus.
Can I tell you
he's citing Wikipedia, so I'm going to go ahead and cite Wikipedia.
Are you that?
Let me play this section and then we can cover it. I'm not going to do an interrupt. Well, let me play this section and then we can cover these. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, and it says we have no surviving primary sources written by Pythagoras. So what's his argument here?
Linus has nothing written down, you dumbass.
We have no surviving primary sources written by Pythagoras. He never wrote down his teachings. All our knowledge of his life and philosophy comes from second-hand oral traditions and the works of later authors. So he's saying we don't have any primary sources from Linus, and he's getting all worked up about it when he's using Diogenes to claim Pythagoras, who never wrote anything down, and we don't have any primary sources from, is saying something 700 years after he allegedly said it in a secondary source. So what is he saying about the secondary source then that he is claiming is being brought up on his stream right now?
So you just made up a fake source.
So he's saying a secondary source is a fake source when he's talking here. But it's okay for him to bring up Diogenes, who's 700 years removed from Pythagoras, to talk about the age of Neoniscos. So by his own words and metrics, this right here is a fake source that he's using.
Are you
actually? There's texts that talk about Linus. Go down.
They talk about Linus, dumbass.
Using his own logic and metrics, Diogenes from the 3rd century AD wrote about Pythagoras, who was 700 years earlier. So that's a fake source according to Gnostic Informant. So he shouldn't be using it.
Diodorus Siculus didn't write anything down about Linus.
So you just made up a fake source.
He's saying you're making up a fake source if you're using a secondary source about Linus. You're making up a fake source by your own argument here using Diogenes from the 3rd century AD about Pythagoras from the 6th century BC, about 700 years after Pythagoras even lived, but never wrote anything down. By your own standards, this is a fake source. You are.
Okay. Ready?
Yep. Everyone just saw it.
Okay, so I can tell you exactly what was happening. Why you're wrong. Why you actually were dishonest with that clip. So what happened was, I asked him. I said, I pointed to inscriptions in Phoenician that are like 1,000 BC or older, and I said we can point to Phoenician sources that we can see with our own eyes. They're not. It's not like some later scribe copied it. These are sarcophagi. These are inscriptions. I said, what do you have in Greek that goes before that? He said, Linus. That's not, and I said, that's not a source. And then he said,
because you never wrote anything down, right?
But if you said, I'm asking you for an inscription or a text that we can look at, not what.
Yeah, but he said, no, I'm not arguing with it. I'm saying, so he said, you said Linus didn't write anything down. So you don't have a source from Linus. Yeah, they wrote about him. So in this right here, Diogenes is writing about Pythagoras' quote.
I'm not saying that nobody wrote about Linus. I'm asking him.
No, but that's not the point. I'm saying you brought up a source. You said to Josh, you're not allowed to use that source because he never wrote anything down. While you're bringing up Diogenes quoting Pythagoras, who we saw never wrote anything down.
You know what apples to oranges means?
Yeah, you're doing it.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to explain to you. We can go back. Want to go back and watch the exact clip right now?
We don't need to. You're using a source that is from 700 years later, which is not. Pythagoras never wrote anything down, right? Neither did Linus.
You're not listening.
Linus never wrote anything down, which you just said, and Pythagoras never wrote anything down. So you can't use Diogenes to quote Pythagoras because he never wrote anything down. You would actually go further because what the book says. Have you actually looked at this text? Have you looked at this Diogenes text? Do you know what it actually says? Exciting. Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. What does it say right here? What does it say?
I didn't even get to talk, dude.
What does the source say though? We're looking at the source.
What the ages of the Pice and then Neoniskos?
Yeah, right here.
I can't see it right now. It's tiny.
Okay, yeah, I pushed in. Here we go.
Homen Neoniskos Marakion.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
He's saying the ages of the Neoniskos and the.
What is just Homen Neoniskos Merakian? What does that mean?
Hand, it's a Mende clause. On one hand, Neoniskos. On the other hand, Marakian.
Yeah, what's a Marakion?
It's the age group before. It's like an adolescent before Neoniskos.
So these saying a Neoniskos is a young boy, and look at the down there. Merakion says a 14-year-old boy in Plato.
No, that's not what he's saying, dude.
No, I'm saying. The lexicon says, Plato says Merakion is a 14-year-old boy. I'm just saying in this, that's an interesting look at the lexicon. If this is saying Neoniskos means a Merakion, and that's Diogenes in the 3rd century AD.
No, he's not saying they're the same thing. He says on one, you know what a Mende clause is?
All men Neoniskos Merakion. On the one hand, Neoniskos Merakion. On the other hand, Neonias is a man. Aner.
Yeah, but but is this the same Diogenes Laertius text that we were looking at?
Exactly the same text.
So then he goes through the ages.
No, the ages before that. Because look, Neoniskos Akosi is above that, okay?
Yeah, you see it right now. Neoniskos, look at the top line right now.
So that's the Pythagoras quote.
What does it say? What does that first line say? Let's read it.
Yeah, that's the Pythagoras quote, but he never wrote anything down. So Diogenes is writing this in the 3rd century AD, saying Pythagoras said it. So then Diogenes in the 3rd century AD, after the quote, says, on one hand, a Neoniskos is a Merakion.
But look at the first line.
That's the Pythagoras quote. We don't need that. That's the Pythagoras quote because he never wrote anything down. And this is a quote that could be fake because Diogenes wrote it 700 years later, right? So Diogenes there in that highlighted bit is saying, on the one hand, in the 3rd century AD he's writing, is a Neoniskos is a Merakion, which is a boy.
Which is not a Pice. It's not a child.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying a boy. No. I'm saying boy, lad, stripling, which I've looked at before, and I'm saying Plato says up to 14 years old in that source there. But I'm saying I've seen up to 20. Okay.
Yeah, fine. We don't disagree there. My point was.
I'm saying that's what it says.
Okay, fine. We agree there. My point about bringing up or getting mad about Linus was I asked him if he can point to inscriptions in Greek that are older than Phoenician, and he said Linus. Do you understand why that's problematic?
I'm saying you're doing the same thing that you're saying Josh is doing. You're bringing up a source 700 years later saying this is what we're saying a Neaniskos is. You can't use this source saying that's what a Neaniskos is.
Every time I brought up the source, I've always said, this is from Diogenes Laertius. I never said this is from Pythagoras. And I said, he thinks the Pythagoreans think these are the ages. That's what
so is it a fake source then?
No, it's a
Okay, so you said I bring up fake sources. So if I brought up this source and you brought up the same one, does that mean it's fake? Because you said I bring up fake stuff.
You can't you can't just name somebody. Is there
you said I bring up fake sources. So if I use this source, is that fake?
Sources. Do you want to know when the oldest
answer the question. If you bring up this source and that's okay for you, and I use the same source, is that okay? Because you said I bring up fake sources.
If I ask you what the oldest Egyptian inscription is,
are you going to answer the question?
I already said no, it's not a fake source.
Okay, so when I use it, it's not fake. Okay, perfect.
There is no Linus source, dude. People are
always talking about this source. What do you see? This is the disingenuousness. I'm talking about it. You said I use fake sources, and you're using this source. So if I use it, it's okay. Thank you. Let's move on.
No, you're not. You didn't. You missed the whole point. I asked him for an inscription.
I'm not talking about that. We're talking about me and you using sources because you said I use fake sources.
Why are you saying that I'm wrong for calling him out for saying Linus and bringing up this? This is a red herring, dude. This makes
We're talking about me now. You're using it. You said I use fake sources.
That you're admitting that this guy was wrong about Linus then.
Yeah, I'm not even saying that's right. I'm saying
2 for 2. You're admitting that I'm right both times.
Yeah, but this has nothing to do with what you were saying. I said in this video, if you're right, great, you've proven your point. What we're talking about is you quoting sources from 700 years later, while I'm quoting sources, and you're saying it's fake when I do it, but it's okay for you.
What source did I say of yours was fake?
Everything. We just all saw it. Do you want to pull up the quote again? You said LH uses Greek fake sources and fake translations. Fake translations.
Translations. You're getting the text wrong.
You're pulling up sources that don't exist. You said your quote is you're pulling up sources that don't exist. So if I'm pulling this source up, does it exist?
So what I mean by that is when Ammon Hillman.
No. You said I'm pulling up sources that don't exist. This is a source that exists.
Yeah, so prepubescent children being extracted drugs from is
not. No. You said about me. LH brings up sources that do not exist. This is a source that exists.
Dude, you literally said in the video that there's untranslated text that Ammon has access to that no scholars.
You have access to. Everyone has access to. I didn't say they don't have access to them. Do you know how many books there are of Galen?
I don't know how many.
Okay, well, he has 22 volumes in just the corpus, the Metacorum Graecorum. 22 volumes, 800 pages roughly each. And if he's saying the source you're looking for is in there, can you do what no philologist has done yet and read every single page of those books and go find it?
I'm asking you to find me.
Can you do it because you're the one that's claiming you can read Greek?
Why would you accept that his sources are real if you've never seen them yet?
I'm not saying they are. I'm saying you go find it yourself if you want to look at it and you're reading Greek all the time. Go look at the sources.
For 5 years to see them.
Have you read every single page of Galen then, those 22 volumes?
I went through the TLG with every single, I dug for this shit. It does not exist.
Yeah, because the Galen on TLG, no, you can't find it. Look, go through the sources yourself. Go through the sources yourself. Download the PDF files like I've done, and try and go through them. Good luck.
There's an untranslated text of Galen that says the burning purple mystery.
I'm saying you go find it, and if you can't, then bravo.
Okay, so we agree that the source
yes.
doesn't exist.
I'm saying you go find it, and if you can't, tell everyone about it, and bravo, say he's a liar. I'm 100% go.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay, but have you read every single 800 page of the 800 pages of those books?
No, you don't.
Have you read every single page and found it?
No, you do not get to make blatant. You do not claim sources are real without providing evidence.
I'm not providing it. I'm showing this is evidence, and I'm saying if you want to go read those books, you go look at it.
I've been saying these are fake sources about all the burning purple shit.
I just looked at burning purple. It was a scientific paper quoting Exodus, using it in frankincense.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking.
There we go. So they are using burning purple in a scientific paper. I cited a scientific paper correctly when you didn't cite a scientific paper correctly when you were talking about the pyramids. All right, let's look at that.
Nobody's saying that they don't use Orcum. Come on, can I respond? Are you just gonna cut me off?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking for the next bit. You keep going.
Nobody's saying that they don't use. By the way, you were actually wrong. I saw that part of your video. They're not the purple that they're burning in the incense, dude. They use the purple for dye. Then they use a different part of the mollusk.
But they're still using part of the mollusk, which is part of the.
But it's not purple. It's orange.
Oh my God. It's part of the mollusk.
Yeah, no one's denying that. I've always said that from day one.
Thank you. And they're burning it.
Dude, Tiger Shark already showed me all this stuff. And
he told me that. So yeah, beautiful. So you know all this. You know all this.
That's not burning purple. Nobody calls it that.
Yeah, you're burning it in frankincense and in religious rituals in Exodus. A source. Yeah. Okay, cool. There we go.
Pubescent children.
No one said that's not about the pubescent children. We're talking about making fine powder used from the mollusk in Exodus.
Let me show you my source then. Is that okay?
Just check. Look, Pythagoras must have been a late forgery. There we go.
Okay, cool. Can I please show you share my screen for a couple
I'm just gonna take this one off a sec.
Okay. This is from Ammon Hillman's paper that he wrote. He collaborated with Ruck. He writes, the burning purple, a mixture of Medea's vaginal excreta combined with ritual drugs, right? And then I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. People can pause and read the whole thing. He says it's known as burning purple. He cites Carl Ruck's book. I have the book here if you want to see it. We can go right to the page. The burning purple is not even mentioned once. And I asked Carl Ruck, what do you think about burning purple? He had no idea what it was. That's when I realized Ammon Hillman was a liar. The next page, he says the semen of a prepubertal boy, if Jesus or the apostles were following the Echidniac Yost rite, would have to listen to what he says, would have to derive his antidote by the performance of a sexual act on a 9 to 12-year-old boy. The Gospel of Mark records that Jesus was arrested. Do you believe that's true?
I have said, thanks for that. I have said on my last stream, when I've looked at Neoniskos, I would not want to put an age range on it under 20. Like up to over 20. Around that.
15 to 30.
That's
15 to 30. Look, but if I told you I live in a mansion and I have a Maserati and I have 2 wives and I have an in-ground pool, and then you found out I have an apartment and I drive a Hyundai, I have 1 wife, and I have access to a community pool. Am I a liar? Would you call me a liar for that?
I have no idea. Like what?
I'm just asking you a question. It's just a simple question, not a trick question. If I told you I had a Maserati, a mansion, 2 wives, and an in-ground pool, and I drove a Maserati, and then I said I had $10 million in the bank, and then you found out I only have $10,000 in the bank. I only have 1 wife. I have access to a pool that everyone in the whole town has access to.
What the fuck is this got to do with anything?
Is that a liar or no?
But yes, this has nothing to do with the sources, though.
Just answer the question. Is it a liar or no?
I'm not playing this stupid game. This has nothing to do with it. So let's take a look at your primary sources. You did numbers. Okay?
You want to claim that
I'm not primary source. Let's look at your primary sources. Let's look at your primary sources. Okay. The time supposedly the pyramids in Egypt, the Great Pyramids, were built.
I'm saying go 2,000 years later is a primary source.
Perfect.
Showing you it's a primary source.
This is a primary
later, but I'm just showing you primary sources.
Well, you can't really call that primary source.
Look, thank you, Dan.
What else would be?
I mean, if I wrote something down now that says Jesus died on the cross, is that a primary source?
Perfect comeback. Because look at the dates of the 4th dynasty when the pyramid was supposed to be built. About 2500 BC. And the 26th dynasty was 664. It's about 2,000 years later. So you want to say 2,000 years removed is a primary source. Okay.
It's not a eyewitness account.
So you just made up a fake source.
By his own metrics, he just made up a fake source. The Diogenes one isn't as bad because it's 700 years later. Now. This is 2,000 years removed from the original claimed source of the building of the pyramids. 2,000 years and he's claiming it's a primary source. What in the world is this guy doing? What is the definition of a primary source? It is an original first-hand account or raw piece of evidence about an event, time period, or topic. These sources are created by someone directly involved 2,000 years later, present 2,000 years later, or experiencing it firsthand 2,000 years later.
Not true, dude.
So the New South Wales Library isn't correct, so that's what they're citing.
A primary source is any source that doesn't beg the question. So if I'm looking for Herodotus, if the thing in question is, and this is what I presented in that debate, and you know this, I said, what do the ancients say about the pyramids? Here's the first dynasty. Here's the next dynasty. I went all the way up until Herodotus.
But it's not a primary source if it's 2,000 years later. And Dan said the same thing. What can I get from Italy if I go to Italy now and ask people about the building of the Colosseum? That's 2,000 years removed. Would you call that a primary source?
It wouldn't be a primary source anymore.
So it's not a primary source if it's 2,000 years later.
You're not understanding. It's the thing in question that makes it a primary source.
That's not a primary source by definition then. It's not a first-hand eyewitness account. It's not that.
Let me talk. You have primary sources. You have secondary sources.
Which is what that is.
Hold on. No, it's not. I'll tell you what.
It is.
Let me finish. You have eyewitness accounts, and then you have contemporary sources. Those are 4 different things. I'm going to read.
Contemporary is the time. It's not the same time
No, they're not.
was built.
They're all 4 different primary sources, secondary sources, eyewitness accounts, and then contemporary sources. Doesn't have to be eyewitness.
So would you call Herodotus a primary source for the building of the pyramids because it was around the same time as this?
That's not what that was. That's not what the thing in question was.
No, but I'm asking you. Herodotus is around about the same time you're citing that stela.
Listen, I said in that debate that Herodotus is wrong about how they built the pyramids. The only reason
the time frame.
The only reason why I brought him up is because he tested that it was Khufu. That's the only thing that I was doing. The thing in question, what I was talking about in that debate was, what do all the ancients say about who built the pyramids? What I was trying to demonstrate and lay out was that everyone since the beginning of time has always said it was Khufu. That's why it's considered a primary source, because it's not begging the question.
That's not primary source. It's 2,000 years later from Egyptians who were not around when it was built.
I'm not done yet. Once you start getting into scholarly literature,
I don't care about the scholar. I care about the time and the dates. What does it say? 2,500 BC was when it was built, and then 500 BC is what you're citing. That's 2,000 years later. Herodotus said they were built in 20 years based on the people he talked to at the time in Egypt. That is not a primary source. Based on this stela is not a primary source.
LH, what was the question that I was trying to answer?
You said it's a primary source based on the stela.
Stop playing videos. You're wrong. That's not what
right there. The stela that you were citing is 2,000 years after. Herodotus is around the same time, 2,000 years after. It is not a primary source.
I said that stela is over 1,000 years after. I said.
Yeah, but you called it a primary source
because the question was, what did all the ancients say?
I don't care what all the ancients say throughout the time. The 2,000 years later is not a primary source.
That's what I was laying out in the fucking debates.
You said, how is it not a primary source? It's 2,000 years later.
Do you not?
Let me pull. Dan's even said it. Dan even said it. Look here. Listen to this.
What can I explain for these people to know?
Exactly fucking right.
400 years is a long time.
So I showed a video of him moving the goalpost because he said 400 years is a long time.
I know.
400 years is a long time. But 2,000 years is good enough for a primary source for him.
You're not even grasping. Dude, are you that low?
So 400 years is a long time in history, but 2,000 years is good enough for a primary source.
Wall right now? Am I talking to a wall? Is anyone home? Are we even talking to each other anymore? Do you not?
I'm showing you your own words. That's what I'm doing.
Hey, steel man, what I said. Steel man it, please.
You said 400 years is a long time, and then you said you're saying 2,000 years is good enough for a primary sourse.
That's not how you said. That's not a steel man of my argument.
I'm just saying what you said.
You didn't know what I said then. Can I repeat it? Can I say it one more time? Because I guess maybe you're not understanding me. The question that I was trying to answer in that segment of the debate was, what did all the ancients say about who built the pyramids? I'm not saying who's the contemporary. I'm not saying, so I started off with the 3rd dynasty, and I talked with the inscriptions. I moved on to the next dynasty. They thought it was Khufu too. I moved forward in time to other dynasties. They thought it was Khufu too. I went all the way to Herodotus and Strabo. And
Which is not a primary source.
But the question I was laying out was, what did the ancients say about who built the pyramids?
But can you admit it's not a primary source because they weren't there? It's 2,000 years later.
It depends.
Thank you. You said yes. Thank you. You said yes.
Yes, I said yes.
We got there. We got there, people.
You're so dishonest. I said yes. It's a primary source.
It's not a primary source. It's 2,000 years later.
Are you so? Oh my God, you're so dumb, dude. Can you steal my argument? Now can you steal my argument? No.
Steal, man. Yeah, 2,000 years is not a primary source. That's all I need. That's it. 2,000 years is not a primary source.
You are so dumb. You can't. You're not even.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next source.
Bad faith, dude.
How is this bad? Whoa, stop.
That doesn't beg the question. If the question that I'm asking is what do the ancients say?
Your own words. Let's stop. Your own words are it's a primary source, and then you admitted Herodotus is not a primary source, and that's the same times the stela you were quoting. 2,000 years later.
Dude,
stop.
Earth to Linden.
It's not a primary source.
Listen.
Not a primary source.
The question that I'm laying out is what did all of the ancient, and I even said to Matt and to Dan, nobody in antiquity said anyone besides, the whole point of that part of my debate was to establish, before I got to the Maria Papyrus, that nobody ever thought anyone but Khufu built the pyramid.
That's got nothing to do with it being 2,000 years later and it's not a primary source.
Point that you're missing.
There's not missing anything. You said the stela that you're citing was 2,000 years later as a primary source, but you said Herodotus is not a primary source. The exact same, around the same time, 500 BC.
Okay, what are the primary sources about Jesus?
We're not going there. We're going here, according to his own metrics, and
you're just dishonest. Can you answer the question?
Let's see how long it's going to do a bit of.
When we
get through the parts, yeah, we can. When we get to Jesus, we can answer the Jesus stuff. But right here, we're here.
We're on primary sources still.
We're on what you did in this debate with Dan with primary sources that are 2,000 years later.
Are there any primary sources?
What did Dan say? You want to talk about Jesus? What did Dan say about Jesus? If I wrote something today that said Jesus died on the cross, is that a primary source?
Question, dude.
No.
I
Break down the timeline of what happened.
Dude,
this guy Roderick posted something.
Hello?
I've said, huh?
I asked you a question. Are there any primary sources for Jesus at all? And is there one? Can you name one?
What are you talking about? We're not talking about that.
I'm asking you a question because I'm trying to make a point here.
According to you, a primary source is 2,000 years later, so I could write whatever the fuck I wanted about Jesus, and it's a primary source.
I'm asking you what you think about. Is there any primary sources for Jesus under your definition? Is there any at all?
I'm going on your words and your definition. So 2,000 years later, I'm going to say whatever it is.
You're being such bad faith. I'm asking you a question right now, man.
I don't care what no one cares what I think about things. I'm showing you reality and what your words are.
Dude, you're being so defensive and bad faith. Do you think there's any primary sources for Jesus? Yes or no?
I don't care what they are. There's a lot of sources. What are we going to call primary? Is what, like, who cares of the definition of primary when your definition of primary right here is 2,000 years of time?
Yours. I'm asking you for yours. It's part of
no one cares. It's not about what I think. It's about what the sources say. Doesn't matter.
Is there a primary source for Jesus or no? Yes or no?
It doesn't matter.
I know why you won't answer this. Because you can't. Because there's no contemporary sources that mention Jesus. They're all later. None of them knew him. That under your definition, it's not a primary source anymore. But all the scholars would agree Tacitus is a primary source. Josephus is a primary source.
First century, Josephus, yeah. That talks about pharmakon metatanasimon, a death-inducing drug, doesn't he?
Not an eyewitness contemporary.
First century. No, is he there? Is he looking at Jesus? No, he's using the same words and terminology that Jesus is using though, yeah?
No.
What are you talking about? Pharmakon metatanasimon. He's talking about a thanasimon with a drug. Jesus is saying, yes.
In the passage about Jesus?
No, it's first century, so it's talking around the same time as Jesus. So he's using the same verbs. He's talking about thanasimon as a drug. And Jesus is talking about thanasimon, all right? That's the Jesus bit. Okay, that's first century.
Under your definition that you laid out, it has to be a contemporary eyewitness account. That's what you said.
No, I'm just saying your definition is wrong by saying it's 2,000 years later. So a primary source for me could be I write whatever I want right now, and it's a primary source for 2,000 years later. Okay, let's please move on to the next source.
You know what that means? You know what that means?
Look what
you don't know what
the sources say. Look what the sources say. I said right here that Mark Lehner said it was 2,000, like how long it was built. I never said that. I said his data right here, the carbon dating data, points to a long range, more than when it was supposed to be built. from 3800 BC all the way down to 2850 BC. Okay, that's what I said. I just said, here's what the carbon dating says. And you were disingenuous saying, I said Mark Lehner said it was this. I didn't say that. I said his carbon dating data says this right here.
Okay, so I thought you said...
So you want to admit you're disingenuous right there?
No, you said Mark Lehner. Go back to what you said
according to Mark Lehner, his data right here.
Yeah, according to Mark Lehner, I didn't see this data. You said according to Mark Lehner, the pyramids were being built
You commented right under it. So you didn't... You're saying you commented on a post that you didn't even look at.
Go to the post then, dude. Can we see the post?
You just said you didn't even see this source, but you commented on the post.
Can you go to the post? This wasn't there. You got to be when you say something, you got to say according to Mark Lehner, there's carbon dates that are static.
That's underneath it, right there. Mark Lehner didn't say that.
And
that was right there, and you're saying you didn't look at that. You just made a comment.
Go to your comment that I'm replying to. Go to your comment that I'm replying to. Let's see it.
Let me see. It's quote, and that's right there.
So you said
it's got that. It's got that image right there.
No, I don't. What are you talking about? That's not what
I'm saying. The one I posted, it has that image in it. You can see it. So you responded to something that had this image, and then you said, "Okay." I literally, it was this. It was with this image. It was attached with this image.
Go to the post then.
I don't need to because anyone could do it. It was right here.
BC. I think you're lying.
It was right here. I'm not lying. Anyone can see this. Anyone can check it. So you just said. So I brought up the carbon dating. So you would agree that the carbon dating is weird, though, yeah? 3800 BC.
Pull it myself then. I'm just gonna pull
it. Okay, go. And then
you
you blocked me after that. So I wanted to respond to that, and then you blocked me straight away. So that's just what happened. Okay.
Here we go. Let's see if I can find it.
Okay, you bring it up.
You can keep playing your shit. I'm just going to find it real quick.
All right, sure. It speaks for itself.
I don't know shit. I'm just an idiot, right? Any fucking clue what we're talking about. I couldn't get past Unit 4. Then why can't you jump on a stream and prove to me that I'm wrong and you're correct? Because we both know what will actually happen.
We know what will happen.
Right, I found the post. Hey, want to see it? Can I share my screen? All right. Here's what you said. You said, this table of carbon dates from the Great Pyramid prove what I said, that it was constructed over centuries.
Yeah, the carbon dates.
From Mark Lehner.
Yeah, data from Mark Lehner. And then you commented on it and you said you didn't even see the image. You just said, go back and check it, someone. You just said you didn't even see this data. So you commented on a post that you didn't even look at the data.
No, I'm reading your... That's not what I meant. I said,
no, that's not what you meant. That's exactly what you said. You just made a comment. Hang on. That makes so much sense now. That makes so much sense that you would comment. Shut up. That makes so much sense that you would comment on something and then block me on the comment that you made that you just admitted you did not look at the source.
No, that's not what I said. I couldn't see it on your screen just now. I'm saying I can't see the post. So I couldn't see what you were showing me. And this is what happened. You wrote, this is from Mark Lehner. I wrote, you're an idiot and don't know how to read that data. I'm talking about this data right here. Obviously, I saw it. I said, Mark Lehner doesn't say the pyramids were built over centuries. Both true statements, dude.
So and I'm saying his data, his carbon dating data does right there. Look at it.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, well, it says 3800 BC all the way down to 2800. So that's like 1,000 years of range in the data. That's all I'm saying. It's not the 20 to 25 year period.
But if you actually read the paper, he goes on to explain why the carbon dates are off because of the atmosphere and the wood and all the material there's a static in carbon dates. They always do this. They're always off. It's never on point. That's what he says in the.
But I'm saying his data, his carbon dating data says it's like 1,000 years of range in the data. Yeah.
And that's why I said you don't know how to read the data, bro. That's why.
And all I'm saying is it's proved. The data is saying it looks like it's over 1,000 years.
That's not what.
Or at least built over centuries.
That's not what the data suggests.
All right, you can disagree on the carbon dating. Like this says it's over 1,000. It's 1,000 years of range, like right there.
I told you how to read the data.
Okay. Okay. Well, fine. I don't know how to read carbon data, but everyone can read it for themselves right there. It's 1,000 years of range of dating. Okay.
That's called Dunning-Kruger.
Okay, whatever. Let's look at what would happen if we got together on a stream, and this is what's happening right now. Do agree to my rule, then we are going
all the way down in the core of the pyramid, and that mortar carbon dates to exactly the reign of Khufu.
He's literally talking out of his ass right now.
He misrepresents it. Your paper that you showed had nothing to do with the pyramid.
Completely just butchers everything.
Thank you for this clip. I love it. Completely just butchers everything. You just completely butchered the sources you were given by Flint Dibble. He just said
he misrepresents it. Your paper that you showed had nothing to do with the pyramid.
The paper that you brought up that Flint gave you has nothing to do with the pyramids. So you just said
the mortar goes all the way down in the core of the pyramid.
Your paper that you showed had nothing to do with the pyramid.
Completely just butchers everything.
Gnostic was citing a paper talking about mortar in the core of the pyramid. This paper that he brought up says nothing about that. Flint on his show brings up a separate paper that is completely different to what Gnostic is citing. So he is misrepresenting the evidence. Gnostic isn't as bad as Flint because Flint gives him the information, whereas Gnostic's just a useful idiot on this podcast, and they admitted it openly.
I was the one that actually shared this paper with you before the debate.
There you have it, right from his own mouth. You're a useful idiot going along with it.
Completely just butchers everything. You are making up sources.
Okay, so you used a source. Yeah. So everyone saw you used a source to cite the building of the pyramids. You said, I'm citing this scientific paper right here, peer-reviewed journal, and nothing of the data in the data of that paper said anything about the pyramid dating. And even Flint Dibble said it has nothing to do with the pyramids, but on the debate, you used it to cite the dating of the pyramids.
I used it to explain why the carbon dating is off. Because of the atmosphere.
But you messed up. Can you admit you messed up?
I did actually misrepresent the paper in a way. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But you're misrepresenting me now.
No, I'm not, because you said I'm citing this paper, scientific paper, peer-reviewed journal, all these scientists saying the mortar and the carbon date in the dates go back to the Khufu range, which that paper, and I showed it on my other videos, have nothing to do with the pyramids that Flint even said to you on that stream. Nothing to do with the pyramids. Nothing to do with the pyramids.
It actually does. Flint's actually not really correct on that.
I looked at the data myself and I read that whole paper.
I'm going to pull it up right now and show you. It's saying.
Do you know what it's talking about? It's talking about data from other things.
First dynasty, second dynasty, and third dynasty, and asking why? How come when we do carbon dating, how come they all show
That's not what that one's saying. That's a different paper.
Yes, no, it's
the
not.
paper that you cited is talking about completely other things. It's talking about bone fragments and textiles and dating those.
It's talking about.
No, bring up the table, and it's talking about bone fragments and textiles from the pyramids of like Unas and then down in Sudan.
But hold on a second.
Nothing to do with the pyramids.
No.
Nothing.
What you just said was true, but you're misrepresenting why I brought that paper in. The paper.
Your words fucked it up.
Listen to me, dude. The paper is showing why the carbon dating in that period keeps showing older for everything.
Not that paper. It has nothing to do with it. It's talking about carbon dating of Old versus New Kingdom, not the pyramids.
I'm not talking about the pyramids right now.
But you used it to cite the stones in the pyramids.
Because the pyramids fall in that period.
But that's the paper you just admitted has nothing to do with the paper.
Pull the paper up then, dude. You want to see the paper?
Has nothing to do with the pyramids.
Let me show you the paper then. Want me to show you the paper? Because it has to do with the time period in question, the first and third dynasty.
But not about the pyramids. The only thing that talks about the Great Pyramid in that is the boat that they found, the Khufu boat that they found near the pyramid. Not about the pyramid. We don't have to go through it because we just, thank you. You admitted that you misrepresented this.
You're so dishonest. The paper.
What are you talking about? You just admitted you misrepresented that paper. Thank you.
Dude, the paper is saying when we carbon date anything, not just pyramids, anything from the first, second, and third dynasty, for some reason, they keep showing older. And things that we know from these periods are still showing older. And they found out is because of the atmosphere.
Yeah, but that was a separate paper.
But it's
that Flint brought up on your stream when you went on with him. Or his stream when you went on with him.
I really want to ask you if you could steal me on what I'm saying right now, because I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying at all. Can I ask you?
The paper has nothing to do with the pyramids. Flint said that, and you just admitted that. You misrepresented that. Thank you.
Why did I show the paper then?
Let's actually. I've got a bit more on this because what did you do? What did you do? What did you? Let me show you what you actually did. It right here. He wrote that. You going along with it.
Completely just butchers everything. You are making up sources that don't exist.
Gnostic used it to cite the stone in the pyramids. This is bullshit right here. He wrote that next to that, not knowing what this paper said at all.
You're a liar.
So you claimed I was making up sources.
You're lying about me, dude.
Did you write this?
What?
Did you write that next to that?
Write what?
Carbon dating of organic material found within the mortar oven. Where'd you get this from? That is not in the paper. No, it's not. No, it's not. I went to. No, it's not.
God, you're such
no, it is not.
The paper right now.
That is nowhere near. I put no. That is nowhere in that paper. It says that.
Paper. I'm going to show you.
Nowhere in that paper it says that.
So if I'm right, are you going to say sorry?
I've been through the paper. Cool. It doesn't say that.
Pull it up right now.
Did you write mortar equals terminus post quem?
Dude, wait. Which part are you showing me?
You wrote this next to the paper.
Only thing I wrote was mortar terminus post quem. That's it.
So where did you get that top bit from?
That's from the paper. That's from the paper. Are you talking about the carbon date on the left?
Yeah. Organic material found within the mortar and associated worker camps.
That's from my slide. That's from my slide.
Yeah, exactly. You put this next to the paper that you cited said this, so you lied.
But no, you're still wrong.
No. You wrote this, so I'm right. You wrote this next to the paper you cited about the core of the pyramids that has nothing to do with the pyramids that Flint and you just admitted. We're done with this bit because you just admitted you misrepresented it.
Paper is organic material from the 3rd dynasty.
Not the pyramid.
It's not strictly about the pyramids, but the pyramids.
Thank you.
No, the pyramids are included in the paper.
When you're the one that wrote. They are not. They are not. It is talking about Khufu's boat.
That's what I'm saying. Not just Khufu's boat, all the organic material.
No, I pulled up Great Pyramid. I've done it in my video. Anyone can go watch this. I searched the site and the paper that said Great Pyramid. And what did it say? Great Pyramid. The Khufu boat found adjacent to the Great Pyramid. This has nothing to do with the Great Pyramid. Dating.
Dude, it says
you wrote this. We're done. You wrote this next to that.
Here it is right here. I'll
pull it next to a scientific.
I have the paper right here. Want to see it? Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Am I still on the screen right now? Can you hear me? Okay.
Hang on.
Can you share my?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to. I gotta remove my.
Reanalysis.
That is not the same paper.
Yes, it is. This is the paper.
No.
This is the paper.
No, I've got it. Let me bring it up.
This is the one that Flint Dibble sent. I'm literally.
No. Look at the. That's not the yellow strip. That's not the +1 paper.
What are you talking?
That is not the +1 paper.
Read the title of the paper.
That is not the +1 paper. That's not the same thing.
Yes, it is. It's the same paper.
No.
What are you talking about? This is the same paper.
Let me find this.
It says the same thing that I read. I can literally read the same thing I read in the debate. Look, it says dating the pyramids in the citations.
That's not the same paper exactly, okay? No, it is not. No, it is not.
Show my screen then. Why are you hiding my screen, bro?
This is not the same thing.
Yes,
this is from Cambridge. This is not what you cited.
Look at the same authors that I mentioned are all here.
This is not the same thing. Okay, I gotta.
Dude,
this does not say that. Okay, I'll bring up my video then because that is not.
Go to the video. I literally said this Bayesian approach has resulted in a new series of collaborations. You're just lying, dude. You're just lying about the paper now.
This is not the same paper.
This is the same paper.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, man.
No, it's not.
I'm telling you, it is, dude. This is I only have one paper from Flint Dibble. I just pulled it up again. This is it. Can we go back to the video? I'll show you right now. I'll prove it to you. Go to the video with me and Dan right now. I'll prove it to you right now. Go to the video with me and Dan right now when I pull this up. Watch.
Yeah, I'm going to the bit where I pulled
up. Go to the video with me and
this.
Dan right now. I'll show you right now. This is the paper.
Here we go. Here we go. I've got the actual one. Let me take that one off. I've got the from my video, so that's that one. Nothing to do with mortar in this. And then he Luxor. These are pyramids pulled out from their collection.
You got it.
This is this is where they got the dates from.
That's a whole different thing. That's not the
That's
paper.
the exact same paper that you cited.
That's not the paper.
No, that's the paper. This is the paper that you cited that has that yellow strip on it. This is the paper.
That's not. I thought you meant the cover of it. No, that might be inside of it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the. Oh, you haven't even looked at it
right now. Yes, I have. I don't have it open right now.
Okay, yeah. Where does it come from? The World Museum in Liverpool. World Museum in Liverpool. What is it? Bone, textiles, linen, plant remains, linen, papyrus, linen, bone. Nothing about the look. Abydos, Saqqara, Abusir, Deshasha, Saqqara, and all Deshasha. That's got nothing to do with what you were talking about.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. These sources, these carbon dates have nothing to do with the pyramids and the dating that you said.
You're only showing a little part of it. It's not.
This is the table that their carbon dates came from.
You just said I was on the wrong paper, though, and I'm telling you that the one I'm showing you right now is the same paper.
It's not Cambridge. It's not the same thing.
Yes, it is. It's reanalysis of the canonical discrepancies obtained.
This one right here. Thank you. This is the one with the yellow strip that you posted. That little excerpt next to it that you just said you made up. Okay. Resolution. This is the one you brought up.
Yeah, that's the same one. That's the same exact one.
Okay, +1 resolution, and then you go down. Look at that. See where it says figures? You go to that first figure, and what does it say? See, this is what you wrote. You wrote that next to that +1 article right here. That is not the Cambridge one you're talking about exactly. Okay. Now, then we go to the table. See, look at this. This is what it says about the Great Pyramid. Look, examples include the results obtained on the coffin of the famous King Tutankhamun and the funerary boat of King Khufu adjacent to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Okay. Not about the dating of the pyramids.
That's why I brought this paper.
I don't care why you brought it. You said it was about the pyramids, and then you just admitted you made that up next to the thing.
It's about the carbon dating.
About the pyramids that has nothing to do with the pyramids.
So let me, LH, this is actually a really good point that you bring up here. Why is Khufu's boat dating to 500 years before
It doesn't matter why Khufu's boat. If you want to say it's Khufu, great. Oh, I agree with you. You're the one that said you brought up a paper that was citing the pyramids when this has nothing to do with the pyramids.
I brought the paper because it's the same carbon dates.
But you used it to cite the pyramids carbon dating, and that is incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect.
It is. You said the core of the pyramid, the mortar in the core of the pyramid.
Why do you think Flint gave me this paper? To fuck me over?
No, I'm saying you didn't understand what he was giving you.
I did, but I misrepresented the paper.
Thank you.
The only thing I misrepresented was that I said that the samples in the paper are from the pyramid.
These are the samples. These are the samples we're talking about.
The samples are from the same dynasty. That's all I missed.
Okay, you admit it. Thank you. Okay, cool.
But it still attests to my point, though.
No, it doesn't. It's not about the pyramids. The Great Pyramid with the carbon dating in there. Okay, this is where it all came from.
Why was Khufu's boat 500 years older than Khufu?
I have no idea why the dating's off.
Carbon dating is off because of the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not Khufu. Like in this whole video, did you watch this 3-hour breakdown? Did you watch this that I've done?
Not all of it.
Oh, but you've watched some. Did you watch? So you've watched what I've done. Okay, so you have done it. Cool. At least you've seen some of it.
Yeah. Look,
so you've seen some of the evidence.
You at least understand why this paper was put on the screen in regards to the pyramids.
Yeah, because you brought it up and misrepresented it because you didn't cite it properly.
I'm not asking why. I'm asking you why this was brought up for the pyramids.
You were talking about carbon dating, but you misrepresented it, and we've already gone over that. Thank you very much for accepting that you misrepresent. Thank you for accepting that you misrepresented this.
You can't even. You're such bad faith. You can't even steelman someone else's argument.
You wrote this and you just admitted it. Thank you. Let's move on. Let's move on because we just said
you still don't know why this was on the screen, though. You're not even. You're being.
This has nothing to do. Okay, let's move on because you've just admitted that you misrepresented this. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go back to the other one.
Hurt my point though. It still was a. It's.
But you just admitted you misrepresented it. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Thank you very much.
Oh my God, you're bad.
Okay, you misrepresented a big detail. Yeah.
No.
Big fucking detail. Big detail. Okay.
You don't even know why I brought this up. You probably couldn't even tell me.
Okay, let's go to Baalbek, all right? Okay, we're going to talk about ancient Greek sources in Baalbek. Beautiful, let's go. That you quoted and cited that don't exist, apparently.
We know they can lift that stuff. If you read Vitruvius in the 1st century BCE in book 10, talks about gigantic stones of heavy weight, describe how it's done.
Completely just butchers everything.
In the hoisting class, heavy weights are removed by machines which raise them up and set them in position. Section 5, but if the loads of material for the work are still more colossal in size and weight, we shall not entrust them to a windlass, but set in an axle tree. For extreme weights such as the massive 70...
Can you pause real quick?
Vitruvius. You said Vitruvius. Have you never read Vitruvius?
I have it right here. I've read it 100
Yeah,
times.
well, this is Vitruvius that I'm citing. It's not a clip out of context. This is, it said, Book 10, Vitruvius, talking about the ability of the ancient Romans to lift heavy stones.
Yeah.
And what are they saying? They need to use an axle tree.
So
how much could an ancient Roman axle tree hold?
it depends on how they use
up to 100 tons.
That's not what he says, though. The next chapter, he goes on to say, when you have heavier stone, here's how we get around it.
You're for a windlass, but set in an axle tree for extreme weights such as the massive 70-ton marble drums on Trajan's column or the 100-ton blocks in the temple of Jupiter in Baalbek. So the maximum amount of tonnage that an ancient Roman axle tree could hold was 100 tons. The Trilithon of Baalbek in
Pause. Did you know? Did you know that? I think it's Justinian. Oh no, Constantine actually.
No, we're talking about Vitruvius now, and this is what it says. 100 tons is what they used at Baalbek. Okay, 100 tons was what they moved at Baalbek. Do you know how big the Trilithon stone is? Do you? Because you're bringing up things that aren't related. You're talking about a specific source, Vitruvius. Vitruvius.
Dude, you're so dishonest.
Don't swear at me like that, okay? This is Vitruvius. He says it's 100 tons that they could lift with. They said it's 100 tons that they could lift in the massive ton blocks in Baalbek.
That's
Baalbek. Okay, how big are the Trilithon stones at Baalbek? Ancient Roman axle. How big are they? Hold was 100 tons.
Dude, listen to what I'm trying to say.
Baalbek in Lebanon weighs approximately 8. You said Vitruvius. Have you ever read Vitruvius? So I read it, and I'm looking at how heavy the axle tree that they would be able to lift was. It's 100 tons. The Baalbek Trilithon is 800 tons. You would need 8 of those to lift just one stone. And you said, like, we should watch this whole bit, because you said the Romans could lift that stuff. You said the Romans could lift that stuff.
Yes, they can.
Okay, then why are there other stones that are larger than that sitting in the quarry of 1,000, 1,200, and 1,400 tons? If the Romans could do it, why are there stones still sitting in the quarry? If it was the Romans.
100-ton obelisk carried to Rome from Aswan, Egypt, all the way to Rome. Verified. No, there's no question.
Then why are there still gigantic Trilithon stones, 1,200 and 1,400 tons, if it was the Romans and you said they could do it? Why are they still sitting in the quarry?
Biggest stone in the world.
Okay, but you said they could move it, and they did it.
Okay, the one that on Baalbek, the wall, the one that's actually laid. Did you know all of the stone underneath it is measured by the Roman foot?
I'm fine with that. But you said...
How do they get it up there?
Why didn't they get more? Why didn't they use more? Like, if you're saying it's the Roman foot, I'm saying 800 tons is what they could lift. They were lifting. And they couldn't lift 1,000 tons and 1,400 ton stones that were in the quarry. So if it was the Romans, why weren't they able to do those ones?
Can I talk? Are you going to cut me off then? You're going to cut
I'm just asking you a question. Why are those stones still there?
The one that they failed on, that one measures to the Roman foot. So we know they tried.
I don't know. Like,
well, no. That's not debated. Even
but
Dan,
you said okay, but no. You said they could lift it and they didn't because they're still in the quarry.
Biggest stone in the world. It's called the.
So they couldn't lift it.
They failed on that one. They have that as. Small.
And what about the other ones?
They succeeded.
No, they're still sitting in the quarry. There's a 1,000-ton stone. There's a 1,200 stone and a 1,400-ton stone.
Here, let me share my screen right now.
There's multiple.
Okay. Hold on. Let me show you my screen right now. So, I'm just going to Wikipedia. This is not like me doing anything weird.
Wikipedia.
No, I'm just showing you the stones so people can see what we're talking about. There's a picture of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, I've got it in here in the video.
The pregnant woman stone, that one they failed on. But guess what, dude? If you measure this, it measures length, width, and height are all the Roman foot. So we know that they're the ones that are cutting this. Do you think the Romans would just cut this and not do? They're just doing it, just cutting stones and leaving them. This is evidence that they were doing this.
But it doesn't make sense. If they could do it, your words were they could do it. Look at that. That's 800.
Yes. All of these stones underneath it are all measured by the Roman foot. So the argument is because this one isn't, that it can't.
But I'm not saying they did. I'm saying you brought up a source that said Vitruvius said they could do it. Now,
yes,
but using it in their methods that Vitruvius cited was 100 tons maximum. Now these are 800 tons. Okay.
If you keep reading Vitruvius, he says when it comes to even more heavier weights,
that's what I just said.
So why am I wrong then?
That's what I just said. When it comes to even more heavier weights, that's the site. That's the source I'm bringing up. But if the loads of material for the work are still more colossal in size and weight, we should not entrust them to a windlass, but in an axle tree. And then you look up how much tonnage could an axle tree lift? And they're saying it's up to 100 tons.
Vitruvius, right? He goes on to explain that there's ways to go even harder than that.
Okay, well, I went through it and I didn't see that. That's why I said when it's all more colossal stuff, that's what it says. Okay? I went through it.
He gives us like 10 different methods. But hold on.
All right, there's 100 tons. Let's say Trilithon at Baal Roman axle trees to lift. Why couldn't they move the stone still sitting in the quarry? That's that one right there. Why is that still sitting there if the Romans could do it?
Those are cut with the Roman foot. Did you know that?
But why wouldn't they lift it then? Why didn't they lift it then?
They failed on that one.
But you said they could do it.
Yeah, the smaller ones they got, the ones in Baalbek, the ones that I said they did.
800. They could lift 800 tons.
No, that's not the one that the 800 one's the one they failed on.
No, the Trilithon in Baalbek is sitting there. It's 800 tons.
The one that's in the wall.
Yeah.
Trilithon stone.
800 tons, and this one's 1,000 tons sitting there. So you're saying they could move 800 tons and cut it, but they couldn't do another extra 200 tons.
My question is, how many tons is the one that they failed on? The one that they failed.
Well, look, this is 1,000, and there's a 1,200 and a 1,400 sitting in the quarry.
Those ones they couldn't do.
So they couldn't lift an extra 200 tons.
For some reason, they gave up on those ones.
Okay, yeah, okay. They could do 800, but they couldn't do 1,000.
But that's what everyone says. This is not me conceding anything.
Okay, but I'm just talking about the source. So let's look at another source that you brought up. Okay, let's just talk about sources.
You're telling me.
Okay, let's talk about sources.
You can't just do this to me, dude.
What are you talking about?
Okay, go back to this. What I have showed right here on my. Let me share my screen for 2 seconds. I'm trying to explain something. The debate that me and Dan were having was on this stone right here. He says
800.
Which doesn't make any sense.
800 tons.
Okay, fine. It's 800 tons. 700 is the one I just saw. Or 750, I think. But listen, it doesn't matter. I'll agree with you. It's 800 tons. The point I'm making is underneath it, all of these are all laid out by Romans. This is the same kind of stone they used for the Herodian wall, by the way. And,
yeah, I saw you talk about that.
Yeah, and so
look at why then. Look at right next to
what are we doing here?
Okay, look at right next to the Trilithon. Why would they put small stones right next to the gigantic Trilithon?
Dude,
if they could lift more and do, why would they not make it all equal around the corner? Why wouldn't they put another one there?
They never do that. The Romans have always built weird walls like this all the time.
Oh please, come on! You said in this stream with Dan, or in this video with Dan, it goes up ascending and it makes it look like what is it? What'd you say?
You know, let me show you right now. Look at this one. Look at this wall right here.
It doesn't.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me show you something. Up close. I'm just trying to show you that this style of wall is actually all over the place. Here, this right here. Let me share my screen.
But if you look at the
let me share my screen real quick.
If you look at the erosion on the features, it is completely different erosion.
That's a Roman wall that was built in the Herodian temple, funded by Augustus.
Yeah, but look, it's all strata laid perfectly, not like Baalbek where they have a giant stone and then tiny stones there. I'm saying this one you just brought up.
No, you're right to point out that the Baalbek is actually here. Look, there's an example of different sizes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm good with this. I'm fine with this.
Yeah,
but I want to bring up a source that shows what you said.
But you're right to point out that the Baalbek's wall is a mysterious why. But you still have to answer the bigger questions. How do they get it up if we know the stones below it are Roman?
And I'm saying, how did they get it up, citing your source, Vitruvius, which says they used an axle tree?
The only reason why I brought up Vitruvius is because I was trying to establish that we have
You said we know they could do this, so you brought up Vitruvius. But Vitruvius says they use an axle tree, which could lift 100 tons.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But that's 800 tons.
This because when you read Vitruvius, they're fucking smart. They're advanced. They know how to.
But that's 800 tons.
You're right. It's the biggest stone in the world, dude.
Okay, so they did. So how did they lift it with an axle tree, citing your source?
Dude, we're talking about the world record here. This is an anomaly. It's the biggest.
And I'm saying the source you're citing doesn't fit with the.
Yeah, because
thing. I'm not saying it's all wrong.
That's not going to talk about the world record. It's going to talk about how we do normal shit. I'm just saying we can. They can.
I'm saying the source you're citing
LH
doesn't say we could lift 800 tons.
The reason why I brought up Constantine and not just Constantine, Augustus. Augustus brought a 250 ton obelisk from Egypt all the way.
250. This is 800 lifting it up. Okay, it's different. Your apples and oranges, yeah, apples and oranges. 250 tons, 800 tons. All right, let's look at it. Let's look at an ancient Greek source. Let's look at an ancient Greek source, please.
My point. Can I just finish my point? Why?
Yeah, we don't know. Okay, let's look at a Greek source.
Listen, that one was local. The 800 ton stone was local to Baalbek.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. But there's 1,000 there. Okay, let's move on because 800 and 1,000 tons. It's only a couple hundred difference. Okay, the source you use does not say that they could lift that heavy stuff.
You don't want me to land points that make sense to your audience.
I'm saying your source that you claimed doesn't say that.
Why can't I finish my sentence then? I'm saying
because you're saying other things.
Because when Constantine and Augustus brought 200...
Yeah, you're talking about other things. I'm talking about Vitruvius, the source that you brought up, okay? And I've just looked at it. It doesn't say they could lift 800 tons.
One is 500, dude. And they brought it from Egypt to Rome, even farther, across half the world.
Okay, well, let's look at another source that you were talking about.
That's why you want me to finish my point, because you know I'm going to land something.
No, okay, go, cool. You landed the 800 tons that they couldn't lift. Okay, and there's 1,000 tons still in the quarry, and a 1,200, and a 1,400 still in the quarry. But they could do 800, but they fucked up 1,000. All right, okay, let's agree with that.
Okay, that's what everyone agrees on. He just butchers everything. You're a liar.
Yes, you are, bro. You're a fucking liar.
You are making up sources that don't exist.
Someone's never once talked about building LUCIAN. After this is built, he talks about this whole temple complex.
I have not seen it myself, but it is both mega, large, and archaion, ancient. So the sources he's quoting do not say they can lift 800 ton stones. And the other source, LUCIAN, does.
I was wrong about something. I just want to clarify something. I was wrong about something. Can I show something I was wrong about?
Hey, bring it up.
All right, pull my screen up. The Romans in 10 BC brought a 500-ton obelisk from Karnak to Rome. In 10 BC, 500 tons. I said 350. I was actually wrong. It's more than that.
But you just said 500 before. I'm fine with that.
No, but I was talking about Constantine later.
Okay.
This is in 10 BC. That supports that the Romans can do this shit.
No, that's 500. That's not 8 and 1,000 and 15.
I'm not saying it's the world record. I'm saying the fact that they can lift 500-ton stones from Egypt to Rome, and you think they can't do another 300 locally in Baalbek?
Well, come on, man. We just thought that they can't do another 500.
You're right. The more you go, the harder it gets. Duh. Are you at least admitting they can do it though? This is what they do on a regular basis. The Romans are capable of this shit. You at least admit that.
But they weren't in this case.
So they're lifting 500-ton stones from...
No, they weren't in Baalbek.
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay, they did it. They moved it, but they couldn't lift it in Baalbek and cut it out.
They lifted...
We just saw... No. Let's look at the source because this is an ancient Greek source you cited saying Lucian spoke about Baalbek. Does not say anything about the construction of the temple or anything about the complex. He just says, I haven't seen it myself.
You're a liar.
You're a big liar. You want to play one side... So what does that say? You said Lucian talked about this. Lucian talked about the construction and then the whole complex. What did he say? Can you read that? Just that last line. What does it say? The bottom here.
About the complex.
Yeah. What does it say? Ego men min uk opopa. I surely haven't seen it myself. Mega de kai to de kai archaion esten, and it is both large, mega, or great, and archaion, ancient. I haven't surely seen it myself.
Wait. Everyone already agrees that the temple complex existed before the Romans got there.
You said Lucian talked about it. He says he hasn't seen it. For sure.
I said Lucian wrote about it.
He said you talked about this whole complex. Let's play this bit. Roman accounts of the construction.
He's never once talked about building
Lucian. After this is built, he talks about this whole temple complex.
I have not seen it myself, but it is. He talks about the whole complex.
But he writes about it. That's all I said.
But you cited an ancient Greek source, which you're so proficient in, and your whole channel's been based on ancient Greek, and you cited a source, Lucian, that says, I surely haven't seen it myself.
All I said was that Lucian writes about it.
He hasn't even seen it. You said he talks about the complex.
So what? He knows about. All I said was he wrote about it.
You said he's talking about the entire complex.
Wait, so have you been to the pyramids yet?
This has nothing to do with the ancient Greek source. Nothing to do. Running, fucking deflecting. I don't care. Deflecting. Ego men min ugo popa. I can bring this up. Let's bring up what Lucian actually said. Okay?
Herodotus that you said you read.
Listen. Yeah, 20 years. I wouldn't call him a primary source. Let's look at no.
So he told them. Listen, what's the point that you're making here? I said that Lucian wrote about it.
You said Lucian talked about the entire complex. What did he say? What is archaios? It is ancient. Okay.
Been to the pyramids.
What did he say? I don't care. Look at this. Look at what men means. Ego men min ugo popa. Okay, we know uk means not or I haven't, and he says popa means to look at. What does men mean? It means.
This is the big Ammon defense. This is it.
This is your sources. Men, absolutely or determinatively not. Indeed, truthfully, I indeed have not looked upon it myself. And you used Lucian to cite the. You're not. You said he talked about the.
Wrote about it.
No, you said. Okay. Do you want to watch it again? Do we need to watch it again?
Go to the clip.
Look.
The clip.
Seen it, and it comes from a ra'o. Which is to see. I have not seen.
I don't care. Go to the clip, dude.
What do you mean you don't care? You cited that source, and it doesn't say anything about what you say.
Bro, what did I say?
Let's go. I'm going to bring it up. Let's go again. Okay? Where is it? Radio. Both instruction method
butchers everything. You're a liar.
Yes, you are, bro. You're a fucking liar.
You are making up sources that don't exist.
He's never once talked about building
Lucian. After this is built, he talks about this whole temple complex.
I have not seen it myself, but it is both mega, large, and archaion, ancient. So the sources he's quoting do not say they can lift 800-ton stones, and the other source, Lucian, does not say anything about the construction.
I didn't
talk about Vitruvius in the first one. Construction of the temple or anything about the complex. He just says, I haven't seen it myself.
You're a liar.
You're a big liar. You want to play one side saying, you can't use secondary sources, you're making up fake sources, when you're claiming
talk about building
Lucian. After this is built.
They never once talk about building it, and then you said, yeah, Lucian. See, framing it like, yeah, Lucian talked about how they built it. And then you say, after it's built.
He talks about this whole temple complex.
He talks about the whole complex. No, that's not true. You just cited an ancient source. Two of them now. One of them Vitruvius, which no, that's not what it says. They couldn't lift stones that big, and the stones are still sitting in the quarry. So if it was the Romans, there wasn't them, because the Romans would have had 1,000 and 1,400 ton stones out of the quarry, and they're still sitting there. And then the second source, Lucian, which you say, he talked about the complex. What did Lucian actually say about the complex? Ego men min uk opopa. I haven't seen it, looked upon it myself. Mega dekai to dekai archaion estin. Mega. You said he talked about this whole complex. He hasn't even seen it, he says. For sure.
About it though. That's not
he talked about this whole complex. You says he hasn't seen it. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Fucker. You told your audience that I said Lucian talked about how it was built.
I said the way you framed it when Dan first said it, said Lucian.
Play the clip back, you fucking liar. Play the clip.
Hey.
Play it back. Play it back, dude. Play it one more time. Liar. Watch this guy lie right to your fucking face, just like his daddy Ammon does. Watch this shit.
About building
Lucian. After
Liar.
You are making up sources that don't exist.
Romans never once talked about building
Lucian.
So the Romans never once talked about building it, and you said Lucian. So it frames it for people are like, okay, so Lucian talked about building it. And then you said...
After this is built, he talks about this whole temple complex.
After it's built, he talks about the whole complex. And I'm like, okay, so the way he framed it, but then he goes, after it, I talked about the whole complex. He talks about the whole complex. And then how did he talk about it? I surely haven't seen it myself. Oh, so we have no source that actually talks about what he said.
Keep going then. Look at what you said, liar. Look what you said next. Look what you said next, liar. Look what you said next, liar. Press play. Press.
All right, he can just chill out himself for a bit. I have not seen it myself, but it is both mega, large, and archaion, ancient. So the sources he's quoting do not say they can lift 800-ton stones. And the other source, Lucian, does not say anything about the construction of the temple or anything about the complex. He just says, I haven't seen it myself.
You are such a liar. Did you hear what you just said right there? I never said Lucian talked about how it was built. Not once it came out of my mouth. You admit that at least? We can move on?
I said the way you framed it when Dan said, you said Lucian.
Nope.
Yeah, he said, the Romans never once talk about building this. And then you said...
Nothing I said was a lie. You called me a liar. You called me a liar. I didn't lie about one thing in that clip. I said Vitruvius gives us examples about how to lift heavy stone. And later on, after it's built, Lucian talks about the whole complex.
And how does he talk about it? I haven't seen it myself. So how can you claim Lucian is a source about the Baalbek building, about the temple at all?
He mentions that it's a Dionysus and Jupiter and Venus temple.
Talks about the entire complex. I haven't seen it myself.
Talks about the entire
complex. What kind of source is that?
Have you seen the pyramids?
I haven't seen it myself.
Have you seen the pyramids yourself, idiot? You talk about the pyramids all the time, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm not an ancient source that you're quoting to him.
It doesn't matter because what you have the internet that matters. But you can talk about the pyramids, but he can't talk about a complex he hasn't been to?
That's ridiculous. You're the one that cited it as a source talking about the complex. He says, I haven't seen it. How can you use that as a source to talk about the complex when he hasn't even seen it?
Have you talked about the pyramids ever in your life? Yes or no? Have you talked about the pyramids ever in your life?
Am I saying that I've seen them?
No. Have you talked about them?
Exactly. He says, I haven't seen it myself. Look at the roundabout way. Oh, he talked about it. But he said, I haven't seen it. That's how he talks about it. Okay, that's ridiculous. Okay, if that's your source.
Did I lie, yes or no?
In your roundabout way, in your mental gymnastics, I guess no.
Yeah. I didn't lie. I said
in your mental gymnastics, no, I guess. Because he talked about it by saying, I've never seen it. So if that's a source.
But he still goes on to describe it. He knows what it is.
I haven't seen it myself.
And neither have you seen the pyramids, but you know all about the pyramids, don't you? You don't have to see something to know about it. You can read information. He's got scrolls. He's got people that tell him this stuff.
But it's not a primary source then, is it?
What does this have to do with actually
he hasn't seen it.
It's a primary source.
But he hasn't seen it.
It's not
it's not a first
account.
There you go.
I'm not saying it's an eyewitness account. And this is a different topic now. That's not what I said in the video. All I said was that Lucian writes about the complex, and you said that
by saying he hasn't seen it. By saying he hasn't seen it.
So what?
Wow.
You seen
okay.
The
wow. Oh
You're
my god.
so fucking dishonest.
Okay. If you want to play it that way, all right. Well, okay. So someone saying they've never seen it is how they talked about it.
This is embarrassing.
The way you set it up. All right.
So, but did he talk about it? Yes or no? Answer that question. Did Lucian
by saying he's never seen it?
Did he talk about it? Yes or no?
Okay, if that's the way you want to play it, by saying he talked about it, okay, play it on. Okay.
Is that not what I said, you liar?
He's talked about it. How's he talked about it? I have never seen it.
Keep reading then. Let's go back to Lucian and talk about what he says. He mentions the temple.
It is both archaion and large and ancient.
Yes. So he writes about it.
That's the entire complex, while he hasn't even seen it.
Yeah, he does actually give more details than that.
He hasn't seen it.
So let's go to the text then. Let's go to the text.
There you go. I have not seen it. So if you want to claim,
one sentence. Let's go to the whole text. Let's read the whole text. I'm gonna
Yeah, bring it up.
I'm gonna edit this and show you're lying later, bro.
Yeah,
Sure.
I know you're gonna cut everything to make it look like, but like I've already shown a lot of people.
You would do. You take me saying a split second thing out of context, or Luke, or someone else, a split second word, and then you get to talk and lie about it.
But everyone saw what you did there. Like we don't need to go back over that.
Was that Lucian wrote about it? You fucking
No. You said you brought up Luke. I'm talking about you, everyone saw what you did with Luke. Like you literally said that, and then he literally said it straight after.
Luke
Okay.
is right. Luke is
No,
right.
he's not.
You have your evidence, and after the evidence, you have to guess things. Everything in the ancient world is guesswork. That's why you guess that Jesus took a death-inducing drug. That's not in the sources.
Yeah,
you
it is. Thanasimon.
No, it's not. It doesn't say he took a death.
Mark 16:18 is a Thanasimon.
That's not what Mark 16:18 says, though.
What are you talking about? That's not what Mark 16:18 says. This is ridiculous. Let me show everyone what you do to me, okay? Let me show everyone, and then we can get to Jesus and Danny Jones. Let me show. Let me show a bunch of my video talking about what happened with Danny Jones. Let's have a look at this.
And look what he says. Look what he shows Danny Jones doing later on in the video. Oh, that guy is a fucking idiot, by the way.
Oh yeah, you want to have me on your stream, but you keep calling me a fucking idiot and all this shit. You block me and like. What? If you really want to have me on a stream, why would you treat people this way? You really want to talk about sources and evidence and all this? It's about who you are, man. No one wants to fucking deal with you because you're lying, projecting, disingenuous. And this is how you act. And it's hilarious because he says, I scrub through ancient Greek and just flash up ancient Greek while he's literally trying to scrub through this stream of Ammons to get away from my sources and all the evidence that I'm bringing up because he would expose him as the liar that he is, claiming that I don't talk about sources and I'm lying about the evidence and sources when I'm literally bringing up sources and evidence. It's hilarious. This is so funny.
You purposely ran from my debate so that you could control this.
There you go. I'm talking about the New Testament.
You don't want to get into the sources.
This guy,
we haven't even gotten into the sources yet. We haven't
even showed you. He's saying was.
We haven't talked about anything.
Look how you did this on your stream. You said I skipped through things. I skipped through things,
bro. I don't care about Ballback. Let's get into the burning purple. Let's get into the holiday shit. That's what everyone's
I'm showing everyone the way you operate. You said I skip through things and don't talk about Greek and bring up fake sources and evidence when you literally did that while you were skipping through my video on the stream.
You want to run from the burning purple. That's what you want to do.
No, I can bring that up later. I can bring that up after everyone's seen what we're doing.
Let's go.
So there was 2 comments. That's the clip. He didn't want to play it, did he? He wants to scrub through it all because he's trying to find some AI rendering that he wants to talk about. He doesn't want to talk about the sources and the evidence of himself lying to everyone on his audience who's got like 800 people watching. He can't. I'm talking about this video. Just look. Have that, Kenny.
I'm watching you talk about you, talk about you, talk about you. We can just get to the sources.
That's where Ammon said, hey, this guy's pretending to be a classicist. Some low IQ shit. Can't have that playing, Kenny.
Where is it? Here it is.
Oh, what the fuck's that? The New Testament sources. The top half is in Greek. The bottom half is in English. And where is this coming from? This is from the Perseus Tufts website. I think I even put the link in. I'll put the link in there for everyone to go see because the sources that he says doesn't exist. It's right there. It's the fucking New Testament, man. The Greek is right there. Do you want to read some of it? Hina de me scandalisomen autos. What does it say? In order that we do not get scandalized. And what is it talking about? I think I bring it up in this video. It's talking about how the apostles are all children under the age of 20. See why he didn't bring this up? Because it would show what he's trying to lie about and obfuscate. That the apostles were all children. That's what the text says. You know, the text that doesn't exist that I brought up, that I just flash on the screen. And
how does that say
you are making up sources that don't exist?
You did exactly what I accused you of in
Wait, you just said here in this clip, I'm making up sources that don't exist. So are you saying the New Testament doesn't exist?
No, I'm saying how you're reading that text is not how the text is. That's a fake source. The way you're
there you go. He said it's a fake source. The New Testament is a fake source, everyone. New Testament is a fake source.
That's not what the text says, though. You lied about what the text says. It doesn't say they're children.
The New Testament doesn't exist. I just made this up. Yeah, I pulled it off the Perseus Tufts website, which is all made up, according to this disingenuous liar.
And you flash Greek on the screen to people and give them fake translations of it.
That aren't real.
Well, if the Perseus Tufts is a fake translation, and there it is right up the top.
You just gave
you can go to that website. Okay, just type it in. Go to that website. It'll bring you up Matthew 17, and you can read this for yourself. And you can click on all of these Greek words. It'll take you to the definitions of all these words.
Say,
so if he's saying the Perseus Tufts, the LSJ website, are fake sources
Is it saying
and
the
fake
children know, you liar?
translations, then he's never allowed to use the
Is it
Perseus Tufts or
saying
the
they're
LSJ again,
children, then?
ever. Because he's claiming that it's a fake
Ellie,
source
is
and a
it
fake
saying
translation.
children or yes or
So
no?
if he doesn't want me to use the
you
LSJ
such a
because
coward,
it's
you
fake,
can't talk?
then he's not allowed to use the LSJ
You're
on
a
his own
coward,
accord
dude.
because it's a fake
Look
source.
how cowardly you are. Is it
Did you
saying
ever just hear that? So
Is it saying they're children, yes or no? Is it saying they're children, yes or no?
I bring it up. You said you watched this, so you've seen it, yeah?
I said I saw some of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
Okay, so that's right there. Like,
Yes or no?
it's right there. What does the text say? We're going to look at it.
What does it say? Does it say they're children?
And a fake translation. You see?
Since they're all children, right?
So
All
if
nine
I
are
so when I say I bring up the New Testament, you're saying it's a fake source, and when I bring up the lexicon, you're saying it's a fake translation of that source. You just said
I'm
that.
saying that way you guys are representing these texts are fake. That's my clarification for you right there. The way you
But
guys
what does it say?
these sources are fake.
But what does it say? The unreality
they're
will sit
children.
there with this that he skipped over conveniently so his audience doesn't see exactly
yeah.
what I said. I
I'm
brought up the
still hiding
sources
from
that are
you guys.
showing how the
still hiding
apostles
from
are
you
all
guys.
children.
There's no sources.
That's why you did a switch at the last
Oh,
second.
fuck.
You
Matt
couldn't come on my
18,
stream
a
like a little
learner.
bitch. That's why I had to come to your stream and watch your stupid video because you don't want to get into the sources, dude. You're such a lie.
We already agreed that we were going to watch this uninterrupted, but
on my channel. On my channel.
Well, but
Not
I
your
don't.
channel.
I was going to do both, okay? But I sent you the link earlier, but you didn't want. Okay,
The whole
okay.
thing about talking. That's what I was going to do. And then you brought me over here, so fuck you.
Fuck you.
You're
Okay,
lying.
well, I'm done. No, if you're gonna do it, okay, I'll give you one more. You do that, and then you're gone. Okay,
You are the worst, dude.
one more of those, and we're done.
I've never
Okay?
seen a combination.
Look at this. Is
Stupid
this the
lie.
LSJ? Is this a fake translation?
That's not a source. That's the LSJ.
Yes, but you said I bring up fake translations that aren't real.
Yes.
This is a fake translation.
That's not a translation. That's the LSJ. That's not
Exactly. That's how you translate. You use the LSJ to read the source.
No, you don't.
What
That's
do you
not how
use then?
translate. You translate by just checking out the verb, conjugating the verb, seeing what the noun is doing, seeing what clauses are in there.
By reading what?
And if you don't know something, you do go to the LSJ to see what other uses.
There we go. So
No, but
if I'm using the LSJ and it's a fake translation, you can't use the LSJ because it's a fake
That's not a
translation.
translation. I'm not talking about lexicons being fake. Never once did I say a lexicon is fake. I said your translations are fake. What don't you understand about that? Look at you. You're realizing in real time that I'm right.
No, I
It's
just
obvious.
had to mute because I wouldn't want people to
You're
hear
going
that.
to mute me? You're going to mute me?
I said I had to. Okay. What does it say? It's a math 18. Okay, he's math 18. He's math 18 students, learners.
What about
Latin discipulus. Okay, this is who they are. A
That means
pupil,
they're a child?
Latin discipulus. Hegapa. Interestingly, it says especially of children.
Oh,
Let me see it right here.
that's not how
Especially
you read a
of
lexicon,
children.
dude.
And then right here, paidas.
That's not how you read a lexicon.
So,
It's not a menu.
agapao. Yeah, I know this is your green. Oh, it's a menu. Agapao is from that other word.
We're not even
And
looking
then
at
this is the
word
verb.
anymore.
This is the verb. No, that's mathetes. And then you say, this is how he referenced his
Where did
student.
mathetes go?
This is how he referenced his student.
Where did
By
math
this.
go? Where did math go? It doesn't say children on there.
This is how he's referencing his mathete.
That is bullshit. What you're doing here. This is not.
What
how
are you?
That's not how you read a lexicon. I'm trying to tell you.
Sources.
You don't know how to read a lexicon, bro. Can I show you why you're wrong?
Mathete.
Can I
Yeah.
show you why you're wrong real time?
Yeah, mathete. Yes, okay, he's talking mother and mathete. And then look how he references to him. Hegapa. That comes from
Those are two
agapao.
different words, dude.
What are you talking about? It says his mathete is his disciple who is student, and he's referencing him agapao,
Yeah, when
greeting with affection,
agapao,
and
what
then
is
it can be generally love. And then
You're
in
doing
another reference,
different
it's saying
words
especially
now.
of children. I'm just showing you.
Is there two different words now?
What are you talking about?
Yo,
Agapa and agapao is from the
Not how
verb.
you translate. You don't look at one word, check out the LSJ and like a menu and pick which one you like, and then go to the next word, pick out.
This is not what I'm doing.
Yes,
Look,
you are.
see agapa. See hegapa right here.
To agree with affection, just like the word.
Yes. And then what is the verb for that? The verb for that is to greet with affection. And it's saying it can be generally love. And it's talking about children here, paidas, and it says in this reference, especially of children.
In that reference, there you go, bingo.
So it can be children, but then we go further.
Why does that mean why does that mean this?
Shush, and let's watch the rest of the source.
Ancient Greek word for
children.
Who do the kings?
Okay, here it is. Who do the kings?
Okay, receive toll or tribute from their sons or from strangers.
So their sons means not adults. Okay, the sons.
Why does
the sons are exempt? Well,
what does that mean?
What does it say? What does Jesus say here? Hanti emu kaisu. Pay them, take that, Peter, and give it to them for me and you.
Yeah.
Me, Jesus, and you, Peter, have to pay the tax. None of the other sons have to pay the tax because they're exempt, which means they are what? They are what? Under 20 years old.
Everyone says the apostles are teenagers. Everyone says.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Not prepubescent children. You liar.
I said prepubescent. I never said prepubescent. Well, I'm not talking about Ammon. I'm talking about me. What you claimed about me. Okay, right there. So we just said children.
You're admitting that Ammon's wrong. They're not children.
What are you talking about? This is a child under 20.
If they're up to 20.
Up to 20.
Yeah. Fishermen and tax collectors.
Up to 20. So they're under 20 here. We just saw they're under 20.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them, yeah.
There we go. So they're not adults.
Everyone says this, dude.
Everyone has always said. Okay, well, why then? This is like kind of okay. Why then does everyone portray the apostles as middle-aged men?
They're usually 15 and 30. No, you don't even let me talk, bro.
Yeah, because why? Because what does the text say? You just admitted. You know the text says that they're under 20. But everywhere we see representations of them in modern...
That's not a prepubescent child.
I didn't say prepubescent. I said under 20.
Ammon says, bro.
Well, good for you. I'm not talking about Ammon. I'm talking about what you said about me.
Ammon is a liar. Thank you. You're admitting that Ammon is a liar.
No, I'm not. I'm saying this text says they're under 20.
Are they prepubescent children? Yes or no?
I'm not saying they are. I'm saying what the text says is 20. Under.
If someone said that they're lying, then, right? If someone told you they have to be prepubescent children, they're lying then, right?
Whoever said that they were all prepubescent?
Ammon Hillman.
He said they were all... I'm not... I'm not saying that. I never heard him. He says, read the text. Read the text. No. Whenever I've seen, I saw this, and he goes, "What does it say?" Here's what the text says: the sons are exempt, and Peter and Jesus have to pay the tax, which means they are over 20. Okay, so we know they're under 20. The rest of them,
not all of them. You don't know that all of them are under 20.
The rest of the sons were exempt.
Yeah, but we only know that Peter's over 20. That's all we know.
That's what we just said.
The only data we get there is that Peter's over 20. And I'm saying they could be, other ones could be older, but Peter's the one paying.
But they didn't have to pay the tax, and they were there.
Because only one of them did.
Exactly.
That's what it's saying. We don't know their ages. We know that they're fishermen. And we know that they're tax collectors. That's not a child.
Well, have you looked? Okay, well, this is a bit off, but we know that other kids were doing fishing in other places, in like other societies, minimums. Okay,
something like that, 15 to 20.
Yeah, so teenage to 20.
That's what everyone's been saying, dude.
What? Who's everyone? Look at every piece of art and everything. Every piece of... They all say they're middle-aged men. They all make them look like middle-aged men. Why are they putting out this fake narrative if they were all teenagers? Why is The Chosen then, the TV show that everyone loves, why are they not making them look like teenagers?
They make them look young. They make them look like 19, 20-year-olds.
Oh, yeah, with their beards and all that. No, they don't. Jesus looks like... and then all the rest of them, they do not look like 19, 20-year-olds.
Most scholars agree with those representations. Now...
Well, okay, so thank you. So no one should be watching that show because it's fake.
What do you mean, thank you?
Survey from 20 years old and upwards.
Let me finish my point, dude.
But all the rest of them, at least 19 and here's the source. Just look at the source. Okay, so
why are you scared of me talking? I didn't get to finish my point yet. Nobody's been saying that nobody's saying that they're like 30 and plus. People have been always saying that they're between 15 and 30. Even in John's gospel, the one whom Jesus loved is pretty young. People think that one's the youngest. But no one is ever saying that they're prepubescent except for Ammon Hillman. That's why he's a liar. There's zero data to support that they're prepubescent children. He's a liar for that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, when you look at, okay, you can bring up, how does he reference them when he's talking about them? He talks about them as like His little ones. His little ones. His little children.
Kids,
little children. Yeah.
That's what he does. He's sick in the head.
What? That's Jesus reference. That's Jesus.
So Ammon got caught doing the same shit at his school.
What are you done? No. Don't you? No, we're not going there because that's got nothing to do with the sources.
To it, dude.
Nothing to do with the source. Okay.
No, but
what does this? Jesus references them as little children.
He's projecting his own fantasy onto Jesus.
Jesus references them as his little children.
And you defend him.
If you bring this up again, I'm gonna have to kick you because I'm not talking about this. You're not bringing up the sources. Okay. In the Bible, it says Jesus is referencing his students, his Mathetain, as little children.
That's not what it says.
It is. Let's go. Like you can look at, you can see it. He calls them his children.
That's not for That's not for the apostles.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, it is. And what about when he's washing their feet?
It doesn't say
while he's naked. While he's naked.
Are you talking about which one? Which verse are you talking about? Matthew 27? John 13?
Matthew, that I've looked at before. But he's saying, and I'm going to get to that.
Let's pull it up.
It's right here. What does he say?
Let's actually go to a source for once. Stop watching.
What are you talking about? This is sources right here. Pharmacon is a drug.
Can I share my screen? I got
Pharmacon is a drug.
I got the washing feet right here. Want to see it? Want to see whose feet gets washed? I got it right here. It's ready to go. Can you at least pull it up? I'm not kidding. I'm not lying to you. I have it right here. Okay. So what does it say? It says, after that, he poured water and basically began washing his disciples' feet. Peter, the one that you just said was a 20-year-old.
Stop. Wait, go back up. Okay. So, no, down a bit. I think it's on 5. After that, so he took a towel. After he poured the water in the basin, he began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. So he is what when he's washing those children's feet naked?
Where's the children? Naked. Where's the children here?
If his disciples are under 20, they are not. Okay, that's okay. If you want to say they're all middle-aged adults, then
you just threw in children out of nowhere. Where's the children here?
They're all young. They're all young. You said.
It's Peter and the other disciples who are fishermen and tax collectors, dude.
They're under 20. He's washing
some of
the feet of them under 20. Okay, so they are not adults. And he's washing their feet while he is naked because it says he took the towel that he wrapped around him and washed the feet with it, okay?
You're talking about right here, okay.
And wiped the feet, yeah. So he is naked when he's doing this, yeah?
Not necessarily.
Yes, it says he took off his outer garments.
Talking about their feet, though.
He took off his outer garments. And then he began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the that he had wrapped around his waist. So he's got no outer garments on, and then he takes the towel that he wrapped around his waist. So he's got nothing on. So he's naked while he's washing these disciples' Mathetain feet.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, but Jesus is a Christ, yeah?
Yeah.
What does that mean? How does he heal? I've brought so many sources. Jesus is a... What does he do when he touches? What does he do when he touches people?
What?
What does he do when he touches people?
He heals them?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so what is he doing when he's washing the guy's feet, the students' feet?
He's just washing their feet.
He has the ability in his body with his body fluids to influence them through, you would say, drugs.
What do you mean with his body fluids?
Do you know when he's got his hands in the water, that means, okay, how does your body work? You sweat and your hands secrete fluids. So when if his body, as we know, is able to heal people, when he is touching people and washing their feet, he is drugging them.
It doesn't say that, though. You just made that up. There you go, guesswork. You just got mad about guesswork. You just
look at John 9:11.
Is that not guesswork? Is that not guesswork?
No, it's not. It's not because look at John. Look at John 9:11. He epichrist. He spits on the ground and epichrist the man's eyes.
Where does it say pharmacon here? I'm talking about John 13 right here. You just said he drugs them. It says
yes, because I said you just admitted he heals people by their touch, by touching him.
You're just adding in things that aren't there.
No, he heals people by touch.
But it's not saying he's healing them. It's saying he's washing their feet.
So if he has the ability to heal people while he's touching them, then he has the ability to do things to these people while he touches them.
You're adding your own shit that doesn't exist in the text. You're doing guesswork now. The thing that you're mad about, the thing that you complain about. You're making theories about the text.
No, fine. Right here. How does he do it? How does he do it? He creates, in John 9:11, he creates a palon, eptusen, okay, kai epoiesin, creates a palon, so out of earth and clay, and ektu ptusmatos, and his spit. He uses his body fluids to what? Puts the palon epitus ophthalmus. And what did the man say? Ho anthropos, ho legomenos. The man said, Jesus palon epoiesin. He created that palon out of his earth and out of his body fluids and earth. Kai epikrisen. He epicristed mutus ophthalmus. My eyes.
So what? Where's the drug there?
His body fluid.
That's not a drug. You're just making up that they're getting high on this shit?
Its ability to heal.
Yeah, he's anointing them.
Christing.
Smear.
Yeah, thank you.
What is your point? What's the big reveal here? I don't understand what you're even saying here.
Jesus is the ability. He has the ability to Christ people with his own body fluids and earth,
and some mud.
And what does he do? He heals the dude's eyes by Christing him in the eyes.
Yeah. What about it? That's what the text says. What is the claim here? I don't understand what you're saying here. What's the claim?
What happens when he's touching the mathetain then? While he's washing them with water.
Now you're in a different chapter now. You're talking about you're conflating two different chapters. One of them has to do with using.
Can you use your brain for a second and say, okay, if a human's body fluids, can do this, then a human's body secretion can also do this when he touches people. This is not guesswork. It literally says how he heals people. He Christs them in the eyes with his own body fluids.
John 13 says when he's washing their feet. He's not doing. There's no Christing in John 13.
Well, I mean, if he's washing their feet, he's literally rubbing them. So yeah.
Not with anything in particular except for water.
His own body.
But that's not drugs.
It's literally able to heal you.
In a different chapter. You're making your own shit up in your head.
Jesus is the Christ. He epi-Christ. His ability to touch you heals you. Gives you effects. Yeah?
He heals you, yeah. Yeah. What does that have to do with John 13 where he's washing people's feet?
So if he touches them, what do you think is happening to them?
Doesn't say that though. It doesn't say, and then when he touched them, they had some sort of a feeling going on. Nothing happened. It's not telling you that. You're adding your own thing. You're doing eisegesis, not exegesis. You're reading into the text right now. You're not reading out of the text anymore. It's not the text anymore. You're making shit up. It's called guesswork.
It's not guesswork.
It is. You just made that up. It's not in the text. It doesn't say that. The Greek doesn't say that.
Yeah, because you're not looking at what look. Jesus touches people.
I don't have faith.
Jesus touches people, and he has the ability to heal them.
I don't have faith in the burning purple. Is that what it is? If I had faith,
I've literally showed that they're burning
eyes to see and ears to hear. I don't have the eyes to see and ears to hear. Right?
Well, I don't say that.
Ammon does.
Yeah, well, I'm not Ammon. I brought up
I'm glad that you
Greek, and then I brought up. Look. See, I brought up a source, and then I brought up the English source. Okay. So you said
right fake, in the black and white text, that is the King James Version English. Gnostic Informant. You just heard him. Okay. All this stuff I'm bringing up is fake, and it's a fake translation. This has nothing to do with me or Ammon. This is what the text says. More Hesychius saying Peiratai is a kakugoi and a leistai. And they're the two words that are used for the dudes who were crucified with Jesus. And the word that Jesus was saying, I am not a leistais, as we just saw right here, Hosepi leistein, Mark 14:48, the New Testament that doesn't exist to this, according to this guy.
There's no sources.
If Danny brought up the sources to his face, he could have said, hey, look, here. So
what does that do anything? What you just played right
because
there.
Because at the beginning you said, I bring up fake sources, sources that don't exist,
and I bring up fake translations that don't exist.
That's my point is that you guys lie about ancient Greek.
Not you guys. Talking about me right now. Look at it right here. What does it say?
And
he was crucified with who?
I lumped you in with Ammon Hillman because when he lies about sources, you defend it. You support
it. It's a lie. I'm showing you what it says.
It says that there's 9 to 12-year-olds involved in the burning purple ritual.
When did I say that?
Yeah, but you defend it and you say that because it's somewhere in the ancient, you said in your video that it's in the untranslated Galen that no one else knows.
I said, if it is, you go look at it yourself, and if you can prove Ammon wrong, bravo.
But that's not how it works.
You know how it works in philology? You're doing what they've done in philology. You're sitting there, not reading the sources, but they have had the 2,000 years to read.
It's not on me, dude. It's not on me to prove Ammon wrong. It's on you to prove me that the source exists. You're the ones making this claim. The burden of proof is on you guys.
See, here's the difference between you and I. You say, okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, if you want to claim something, you bring a source. But here's the difference. Here's the difference. I actually go and go, okay, let's look at the sources and try and verify what's going on. And how many times? I've never proved any of it. What the fuck does this say right here?
Your video today or yesterday, you told your audience that I was looking for a source that talks about excreting drugs from human bodies. I couldn't find it. I was like, I have to find it. And then I just Googled it and I found it. You admitted that you never knew about the source until today.
I was looking through all these other sources, going through Dioscorides in Greek.
Dioscorides everyone knows about. No one ever doubted Dioscorides. That's the one source we always talk. 5 years ago, there's videos of me talking about Dioscorides and how when Caesa poured.
Yeah, so if it was so easy, why didn't you know that Pliny the Elder talks about using male semen as an antidote to scorpion poison?
Guess who already showed me that source? Tiger.
Well, then why are you saying it doesn't exist?
That's not what Ammon says. That's not.
I don't care. You said me. I bring up fake sources that don't exist.
Brought up Pliny the Elder yet?
I already did when you weren't here. We all saw it. He said
Pliny the Elder. Did I ever say Pliny the Elder is a fake source? No.
You said everything. You said stuff that I bring up is a fake source.
Tiger Shark showed me that source a long time ago. And
but you're saying these sources don't exist.
Yes, the sources about.
But it does.
Let me share my screen again. You let me share my screen again?
No, we've seen it. We looked at it. Dioscorides talks about women's breast milk as being used as an antidote. I don't care about this shit down here. I'm telling you, Dioscorides says we use women's milk.
Can I just get 1 minute to share my screen? 1 minute, please.
Not with this. No.
Now, I'll clarify what I mean by this.
I don't know. The way you're saying it is I'm bringing up fake sources that do not exist.
You're doing dishonest semantics where you want to box me in a corner where I'm saying that lexicons don't exist, things that I've never said. And you're not.
That's the way you framed it to everyone.
So let me clarify. Let me tell you what I mean. Let me explain my argument. No, you don't want to. You're not going to let me do that. Is that too much? Is that going to hurt you?
Go explain how everyone how you say I bring up fake translations.
Let me share my screen.
The lexicon says exactly what it is.
Share my screen and then tell you what I mean. So this is a fake source. When people talk about the burning purple being Medea's vaginal excreta combined with ritual drugs, that doesn't exist anywhere.
Revelation, baby.
That's not Medea's.
The cup of porneia from who?
That's not Medea. That's not burning purple, dude. And then he cites.
They're using female vaginal fluids in Revelation.
No, they're not.
Bullshit. Read it.
It's the cup of porneia. It's the cup.
Exactly.
Cup of wrath.
And what does it say in the best cup? What is it? Okay, no, we've got Revelation that uses the woman's vaginal fluids, which says it right there.
Revelation.
It says porneia, okay? They're using the filthiness and abominations of a fornication. That is sexual fluids, okay?
Rita.
Stop.
You're lying, bro.
No, I'm not lying. It's Revelation.
Hold on. You won't even let me finish my point, bro. Of why is there fake sources? Because you know it's damaging. You know that I'm right. That's why you wouldn't let me share my screen. That's why you wouldn't come on my channel. Because if you were on my channel right now, everyone would be seeing how you guys are all liars. That's why
I'm not lying. Am I lying about this? Okay, let's lie. Let's see if this is a lie. What was Jesus doing in the garden?
What? Tell me.
Can you read it? Read it. You can read Greek. Go do it.
What? You want me to read the text? This is Mark 14.
No, this one right here.
What?
What is he doing?
You're talking about those two words right there?
Yeah, go.
Ekthambistai kai ademone.
And what does that mean?
I don't know. What does it mean?
Sorely troubled and dismayed, in amazement and anguish.
So
what is Jesus doing in the garden in this state?
You just said it, dude.
Yeah, so what is he doing? He's just walking around as if like nothing's happened. He hasn't taken anything before this, and he's walking around in a stunned amazement state, and he's falling over. And then what does he say? Take this cup away from me. What is the cup?
I don't know.
Oh, well, then why does the Neoniskos run up behind him?
So you're just making shit up then.
No, you go from 33, and what does it say? He's in the garden, stumbles over with Peter, James, and John, and he's ektham beistai kai hademonen. He is in a sorely troubled, dismayed state, and he's stunned. And then what does he say? Abba, Father, take this cup away from me. Not what I want, but what you want. And then what happens? He gets arrested. Judas comes. He kataphalesins him, kisses him passionately on the mouth. And then what happens? He says, as I saw before, hos epileistain, as if I'm a laestace. Why did you come out here? As if I'm a laestace with all these heavy weapons. And then what happens? There followed him a certain young man. Oh, there we go. It's not following. Mark 14, 51, 52 is saying, what is he? Neoniskos is what?
Neoniskos is a young man.
Okay. Young man. Oh, there's a revelation. So, young man. But what is actually... Like I'm going to show you this one because this is the breakdown of word by word. Mark 14:51. I think I heard you say you wanted to do that, yeah? Word by word breakdown of Mark 14:51. Yeah, Mark 14. So let's do that. I did a short on that. So let's take a look at Mark 14:51, 52, and look at every single word that says in this text. Now, where is that? Mark, there we go. Mark 14:51. Give me a sec, my bad. That's the other one I showed before. So
sources that I say were fake, I guess. We're skipping over that one. Whatever.
Okay, let's take this word by word.
Is that why you want to go on my channel? Because I could.
I did, but I sent you. I didn't have a link, so I started, and then you said, "Okay, so."
When I showed the email, dude, everyone knows you're lying.
I didn't have one. I showed them. Okay, let's look at my
email. I already showed the email.
Okay, whatever. But I didn't have a link on the email, so I didn't see any link. There was no link. No, okay.
The
famous Mark 14:51-52 verses, the Neoniskos, and what he was doing with Jesus. And a certain Neoniskos, a youth, young man, but let's look at number 2, my young man, i.e. a servant, Mark 14:51. So it's referencing the Neoniskos as a servant. Now this is the Greek English lexicon of the New Testament. It says Neoniskos, used of a young attendant or servant. So this is the biblical lexicon. It says number 2, a young man functioning as a servant. Mark 14:51. Sunakaluthe was attending to him, not just following. He was attending to Jesus like a servant or a slave would attend to someone. Peribeblemenos, which is covered with a sindon, which is a fine cloth, usually linen, and also busenes telemones, used for mummies and surgeons' bandages. And that was epigumnu, upon his nakedness. Busenos.
Fine linen bandage, right? They give you at the top. But then look at the reference on the second line. That's Euripides Bacchae. This is something that they're using within some kind of religious ritual.
And what are we talking about? Rites and religious rituals with Jesus.
Roman numeral number 2, porphurus.
Porphyra, purple color spots. They arrested him. Now the word for arrested is kratusin here, and it comes from krateo, to seize, lay hold of. He then, katalipon, from lepo, means to leave or quit. So he left what? Ten sindona, the bandage, and efugen, fled, gumnos, naked. Efugen is from feugo, which is to flee or take flight or run away. So he fled, gumnos, naked or unclad, the exposed parts. And now we can take that, and a certain servant attending to him
Jesus, wearing, wrapped, covered with a sindon, a linen bandage covered in purple, upon his nakedness. And kratusen they arrested, laid hold on him. He then, katalipon, left behind the sindon, the bandage, the purple bandage, and efugen fled, gumnos, naked, or unclad, or exposed.
Where's the purple, bro? You just said there's purple in there.
I said if we follow the lexicon this way, and I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying what did we see? This is not dishonesty. This is reading the lexicon.
You when we can just go to the text.
The text is right there.
Let's pull
because I've broken it all down for you.
With you. Let's do it right now.
Busanos, Talamones, Euripides Bacchae, and the second reference is Porphyros.
Exactly what I tell. My claim for this entire video is that you guys lie about translations. You just fucking did that just now. You piece of shit.
I'm not lying. I'm saying if we follow this translation, if we follow this little lexicon.
You just told us a purple bandage in here. You fucking
because the reference on the second one here is Porphyros. I know you don't want to read it like that. I see what I'm saying. You don't want to read it like that. But this is what it said. Word by word breakdown.
Not how you read a lexicon. It's not a menu. It's not a buffet that you just pick shit on. It's not how you
Euripides Bacchae. They're talking about religious rituals. So what are we talking about with Jesus? Religious rituals.
Show them why you're
alive. What does it say? Sindon, fine linen cloth.
Go to Mark 14. Pull up Mark 14 on the screen. I don't care if it's Greek. I don't care what you want to pull up. Pull the whole thing up. Let's go through each word one by one.
All right. I love this. I'm going to pull up this screen. Where's my...
Let's do a Greek one. Let's pull up Greek.
Yeah, I have it. I think it's from 1880s.
Mark 14, 51 to 53.
52.
53 to 52. That's it. That's two verses. Let's just do those two verses. That's all we want. Just two. Let's not get too crazy. And there's no purple bandages, you fucking liar. Oh my God.
Well, the reference is to Hesychius, who references Porphyros. Under Busanes Talamones, okay? That's where it says the reference.
If you showed any Greek classicist or anyone that knows Greek what you just did there, they're going to puke at you. That was pathetic. That was
well, I've already shown a classicist who's a classicist in PhD doesn't even know what the source says. So there we go.
Okay, shut up, dude.
You shut up. Don't tell me to shut up on my
stream. Go to the fucking text, man.
I got it. Here we go.
This is so pathetic.
Here we go.
Just you. Clips huge. Let's just play your clips. Yeah, that's how you do debates.
We already agreed to that, though.
On my channel.
I showed everyone.
On my channel, not yours.
Too bad now.
Yeah, okay, because you want to control everything. You want to mute me when it's
not. No, because I know the way you operate with people, and I was not going to let that happen. Here we go. Mark 14, 51, 52. Let's just, okay, you just have a go at this. Go. There we go.
Make it a little bit bigger. Zoom in this a little bit. I can barely.
Yeah, sorry, it goes a bit too much. So here you go.
That's doesn't it start off with Kai Nianiskos? Or...
There we go. Kai here.
Where is it? I'm trying to see it.
Kai.
Okay, right there. Kai. Yeah, can move over. Kai Nianiskos. Tis sun ko lothi.
Sune ko luthe.
So kalote, yeah, autoy, parabellamenos, sindona, epi gumno, kai kratusin aton.
Auton.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Okay. Let's one word at a time. And niskos. That's a.
Well, you would go and tis.
What form is that? What is that?
And tis. What are you talking about?
Kai
and tis neaniskos.
Okay, what is that? What form is that for neaniskos?
We're talking about what form is this? Fucking iskos is diminutive.
Yeah, I'm not asking what the suffix is. I'm asking what form. What is that? Is that nominative, genitive? What is that?
Oh, os. So os u oion. So nominative.
Nominative. Okay. So we now have a subject here. The neaniskos, and it says tis pointing to him.
Certain.
And we have autoi, which means like
him
of him, right? And
what is that? No. That's a dative. That's a dative. So autoi. So that's dative. 2, 4 by with in or at.
Yeah. Okay. And then with
sunakaluthe is attending to him.
That's what he's doing. Wearing nothing but
Peribiblomenos covered with the sindona
There we go.
Sindona
Come on, what's a sindona?
Sindon
Yeah, what is that?
is a linen bandage.
A linen cloth.
Yes, a linen bandage. We just looked at it.
not-
Sindon, fine cloth, usually linen, referencing Busanes Talamones, which is like the mummy's bandages.
Let's go to the LSJ and show you how you don't know how
I just showed the LSJ on that video. It says fine cloth, usually linen.
one thing at a time. I'm showing you why you're wrong about all of your translations. So this is the first contestant we have. You're saying it's a bandage.
That's what it says. Fine cloth, usually linen. Anything
cloth.
made of cloth.
Anything made of cloth. There you go.
That's number 2.
We don't know yet. We're not doing guesswork like you hate, right? You hate guesswork. We're only looking at the text. All we know
No,
is
but it's not about that. It's about you said he wasn't saying that, and then he literally said that. That's the problem we have there.
Sindona is all we know so far is that there was a young man wearing nothing but a sindona. That's all we know. Not even naked.
Fine cloth, usually linen.
You agree he's not naked yet?
Right now, no. It's around where? His nakedness.
Yeah, he's wearing a sindon over his nakedness.
Yes, upon his nakedness. And then
it says epigumno, and then it says kai kratusin aton.
Auton.
And it says, and they seized him, basically. And they seized him.
They laid hold on him, yeah.
Okay, so that's all we have so far. And then it says hode katalipon, tain sindona. He fled.
No, that's he.
So, and then gumnos, he fled naked.
Okay, which word is fled?
Effugain.
Okay, and which word? What does this mean?
What does what mean? Katalipon.
Yeah.
That's leaving behind the sindon.
Yes. So he left the sindon, the linen, and he fled naked.
Okay.
Okay, but not what Bart Ehrman and all these biblical people say. They grabbed a robe off him.
I don't care about that. Okay.
Okay.
Your game. I didn't say that.
No. I'm curious because that's what the Bible people say.
For some reason, when he ran away, his sindon fell off. Is there anything about?
Well, no. He says they left it behind.
But he was wearing that though, in the passage behind.
Around his upon his nakedness.
Yeah, he's wearing that over his naked. That's what it says.
But see, this is the problem with gumnos.
What about it?
Nakedness. What are we gonna say is nakedness?
What's in the genitives? So of his naked of his.
But I'm saying, is that covering everything, or are we just talking about the waist?
I don't think we can necessarily know what exactly they mean by that. I don't think maybe it's the waist. I don't think the context is really there for what gumno means.
Mm-hmm. His nakedness. So what would you consider to be naked? Like having your exposed parts out?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I'm
just thinking
the sindona is on him at first. When he runs away, for some reason it falls off.
But whereabouts is it? That's what I'm saying, on his nakedness. So is it covering head to toe, or is it just around his nakedness on his
nakedness is his whole body. That's what that word means. It's just his body. I think it's a weird passage. I've always said this. I'm not saying I
So what's going on with Jesus? He's in the garden and he's falling over.
Bandage though.
I just showed, if you follow the line of the lexicon where you go sindon references fine cloth and then busines talamones, which are the mummy's bandages. Then you go into busines and it says purple.
At all. There's no purple in this text at all. You added
You're not listening. You're not listening.
No, you can't. That's not how to translate. You don't get to just look through lexicons and if there's a word purple in there, because an 18th century grammarian was doing a whole entire list of usages of a word.
It says Herodotus, bro.
Right, pull it up.
It says Busanes Talamones used for mummies, Herodotus 286, and then if you go into Busanes,
I'm going to show you how you don't know how to read a lexicon. Pull it up.
Busanes.
Pull up the lexicon. I can't see it. I'm not looking. I'm looking at the same. I'm looking at Mark 14 still. Where's Sindona? Where did you get this from?
So you go Sindon.
Yeah, go to Sindon. I'm not asking about Bissona means. I'm asking you what is Sindon.
Sindon.
Can I go to the real? Can I
Fine
just go
cloth.
myself? Can I just go there?
Okay, fine. Pull it up. Go.
Because I can't.
I'm showing you. Fine cloth, usually linen, surgeon's bandages, and then in the middle reference it says busanos.
Hold on, that's not how you
talamones.
read a lexicon. That's not. You're not doing this correctly. That's not good methodology. What you're doing.
I don't care about methodology, like Luke said. I don't give a fuck about methodology, bro. I'm just showing you what the lexicon says.
You don't. Look how. You know the word logos has like 1,000 pages. Hey, let me share my screen.
But Busanes doesn't. Busanes doesn't have 1,000.
I'm just trying to make a point here. So when you go to Sindon, it's telling you all the different ways it's used. Now where are you
see Busanes talamones right there?
Where?
Used for mummies.
That's when you have in blue. That's not a definition of Sindon. That's how the word is used in this text right here. That's what it's saying. It's saying in the context of mummies here.
Yeah, and I'm saying go to Busanes, and what does it say?
No, that's not how you do it, dude. That's not how it works. So watch this. Watch this. Okay, so this is the text right here. This is from Sophocles Antigone, and you have a Sindon here. All right. So let me pull up my text. Let me pull up here. Let me share my screen. I gotta go. For some reason I hate how it's when you click on something you have to go off. All right. All right, so here we go, right here. Sophocles, this is the word right here, Sindon. What is it saying right here? Where's the boost? Where's the word you're talking about? You see it?
Busanes.
How do you spell it?
Beta, upsilon, sigma, iota, nu, eta. All right.
Hold on. Say it one more time. Beta.
Businos. So beta, upsilon, sigma.
It's not even on this text.
Oh, well.
There's a mistake on the LSJ here. It's not even here. Unless hold on. This could be the link. So this is Sophocles 1222. Yeah, 1222. So this word. So this is actually what you just fell into.
Sindonos. I saw Sindonos right there.
I know. I saw it too. Here, let's go back. It doesn't say anything about Busadon though. Nothing. The word's not even there. Here, let me share my screen again. Watch. This is the text that it cites for the word you just used. It doesn't say anything about that word there.
So go Sindonos.
By the way, this happens more frequently than you think. The LSJ is not perfect. It's not an all-knowing oracle. It could be wrong. This particular one was wrong, and you used the wrong reference. So
I'm not saying you have to follow this. I'm just saying this is what it says,
but that's
which we saw.
That's not how you translate. You don't just go to it. So let me show you something real quick. Can I just show you one more screen? I'm not gonna be a dick.
Okay, if you want to take out purple, I'm fine with that. But we have to say he was wrapped, covered with a linen bandage upon his nakedness, and he ran away naked.
Yeah.
Now, how old is that dude?
He's a Neoniskos. He's somewhere between 15 and 30.
Okay.
We don't know though. It could be 25 for all we know. We have no idea. Now let me just share one more screen real quick.
But you agree that he is a servant?
No, I don't. We don't know that. We have no idea if he's a servant or not. It could be.
No. What do you mean? No. Every lexica reference that I brought up shows it is referencing a servant.
No, that's not how you read a lexicon. I'm trying to tell
you. I'm telling you that the LSJ says it. The ancient Greek New Testament lexicon says it. The biblical BDAG lexicon says it. I'm just saying they're all saying that.
No, they're not. I'm trying to show you.
What are you talking about?
Share my screen. I'll show you right now how to read a lexicon. Please give me 1 minute of uninterrupted, please. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I got the wrong one. I'll take that one off.
Okay. This is the word for gold, chrusos. It's a very simple word. The first blue word in quotations, you love those blue words in quotations. You always seem to think it's an equation. No, it's not. It's saying in the Iliad, book 18, chrusos is used with times, which means precious. Gold does not equal precious. Here's another example right here. Down here.
Okay, this is getting away. Okay, no, that's cool. That's cool. Like, but this is not what I just said. This is not what I just said.
I'm almost done.
This is not what I just said. Every reference we have in the lexica says he is a servant.
I said 1 minute, dude. So
is he a servant?
Absominos right here is in quotes. It's in blue. It says to boil. It was boiled, but the epsilon augment was boiled. Herodotus uses gold was boiled, he says. Does that mean gold equals boiled? No, he's giving you the context of why the word chrusos was used by Herodotus. That doesn't mean you come in here like it's a menu and pick words that you like. That's not how it works.
Okay, can we... Okay, cool. Can we acknowledge that he was a servant based on every lexical entry we have?
Show me how that is the case.
I just showed in the video, okay?
Go to the lexicon for Neoniskos right now. Why would you say it's a servant?
Because it says it in the LSJ, the Ancient Greek New Testament lexicon, the Biblical lexicon BDAG, and it's referencing Mark 14:51. We just did this, dude.
Go to it.
We just did this, every single one. Where is it?
I want to see the whole screen, not just some cutoff thing.
Where the fuck was that looking at Neoniskos? So I've got it with every single different.
I have it right here.
Yeah, but do you have all the other biblical ones as well?
I just have the LSJ.
Yeah. Okay, pull it up and see what it says.
Right. Here it is.
Reference number 2. Reference number 2. What does it say?
Is that
EV Mark 14:51? A young man servant.
It says my young man, for example, servant. That's
in
not
Lucian.
That doesn't mean it's always a servant, man.
But it's referencing Mark 14:51 right there.
Where you see Mark down here?
Go to the third line.
You're at the wrong. You're on the wrong. What about this? Is Lucian right here?
Yeah. So he's saying a Neoniskos is a servant.
It says, for example, a servant. That's what it's saying. For example, right here. Let's go to this source right here. It's probably the servant.
Yeah, I found it. I found it.
It doesn't mean it's automatically a servant.
Here we go. So this is the LSJ. So we have young man servant. Okay.
That says IE means, for example, servant.
Servant in Lucian's Alexander. And it also references Mark 14. Now let's go to the next one, which is Neoniskos for the stop. It's a young man servant. Now look at the lexicon for the ancient Greek New Testament. Neoniskos, used of a young attendant or servant.
Or servant. We don't
young
know.
Attendant, attending to him.
Don't know that though.
Biblical lexicon, young man functioning as a servant.
Not getting through your head, dude.
All of these references say he's a servant.
Hold on a second. Whenever a servant is presented in a text, they say, "Oh, the Neoniskos, come here," and there's context of why we know he's a servant. It'll say a doulos, a servant of Alexander came. A servant, slave, servant. You know, it'll say a servant slave came along, and Alexander said, "Hey, young man, come over here." And that's why it says very often a slave or servant.
He says my young man in the
young man. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a servant.
Hold on a second. In Mark 14, there's no indication if it's a servant or if it's just a regular.
Was attending to him.
What are you talking about?
We just went through the lexicon.
I'm not talking about
Neoniskos says. Yeah, Neoniskos in Mark 14, it says Sunakaluthei was attending to him.
You think lexicons are like magic little...
Was attending to him, obeying him. This is all the references in Sunakalutheo. We just did that.
The Mark 14 doesn't actually say he's a servant.
You look at the word Sunakaluthei, what he was doing with Jesus. What is the reference to that? You go to Sunakalutheo, which is the verb, which says, follow along closely with the mind to attend. Attending to Jesus. And then it also says...
Yeah, but it's not saying...
The first reference says, Sunakaluthei, the Neoniskos was attending to him or following him and with the mind to attend or obeying.
But that's not that you're picking your favorite
No, all these different definitions of it. There's not just one here and there. We just looked at it. Sunakalutheo, 3 different definitions in Sunakalutheo say following along with or closely accompanying.
Yeah, but that's what in Mark 14.
Yes,
just uses that verb For a young man was following Jesus. That's all it says.
Follow with the mind to attend is that word.
Can it be a servant? Yes. We don't know that though. You can't automatically say that.
The word in Greek says in the lexicon, which is multiple entries, which we just saw. Multiple entries, we just saw it.
So what does soon mean?
Who cares? Sune koluthe. Sune koluteo. The verb. Sune means like to follow. Yeah?
Means together. Akalutheo is a verb that means to follow. So along him was following. That's all we know.
The verb of that word, don't break down two different words. It's it's coming from the verb. You got to go back to the verb. That is the action of what the kid was doing, the Neoniskos was doing. He was following with the mind to attend in a sense of obeying. So you have to agree that Jesus, the Neoniskos, was a servant.
It doesn't, that's not what it says, man. That's not how you read a lexicon. You don't just go into lexicons and pick the things you like.
What are you talking? Okay.
Share my screen one more time.
Is that sunakaluthe? Is that sunakaluteo?
Yes. See?
Follow along with, closely accompany.
That's it.
That's the first definition.
That's the definition.
The next one. Follow with the mind to attend.
Explain to you. You don't.
And then you got number 4. Follow with the sense of obeying. We got 3 different references to a neoniskos or sunakaluteo as a attendant.
Dude, you're not smart, man. You understand why?
Says you right here, obfuscating right in front of everyone.
I'm trying to explain it. You're just not. You don't care, dude.
Oh, we haven't even got the laces, yeah.
So there's a different. Fine. These are different usages of the word in these sources.
Follow along closely. Follow closely. Follow accompany with a mind to attend.
Look at this. Mark 14.
Mark 14:51. Follow along closely or accompany. He was accompanying him.
Yes, that's all we know. And I'm trying to tell you that. That's all we know. We don't get to
as a neoniskos, which is a servant.
No, it's not.
It says servant in multiple different lexicons.
I just showed you that you don't get to just pick what you like on lexicons.
I'm saying every reference in
man. You just don't get it. It just
LSJ, Greek New Testament, Biblical Lexicon, they're all saying it is a servant.
No, it doesn't.
We literally just saw it, everyone. We just looked at that.
To you. Look, let's go to Neemiskos one more time. A youth or a young man.
And bring up all the other ones as well that I just showed you.
There are other contexts.
It's not. It's in that second reference.
Dude, it doesn't say that this equals servant no matter what.
What it does what does it say? I just showed you the Greek New Testament lexicon, the biblical lexicon, and this says a servant.
It can be.
That is accompanying him.
We don't know if it's a servant though. There's no context that tells us this.
How do you not just willfully blinding yourself right now, man?
Not clicking, dude. You have no idea what you're doing at all. It's the
I have no idea what I'm doing. Everyone could just see. We read the lexicon.
The worst stunning crew I've ever seen in my entire life.
I'm saying, what's the point being contested? I'm saying Jesus was with a servant.
Bro, you just thought that the blue words are. Oh, it could. Farmer.
What are you talking?
You don't even.
Jesus was with a servant. It's right here. Young man functioning as a servant. Second definition. Oi neoniskoi.
What does it say there? What does it say there?
Mark 14:51.
So what about the first definition? Why'd you what methodology?
Because that's the exact passage we're referencing. Mark 14:51.
But no.
Yes. What are you talking about? We're talking about Mark 14:51, and it says young man functioning as a servant. Mark 14:51 in the bold text. And then what does it say? The Greek New Testament lexicon down the bottom, used of a young attendant or servant in Mark 14:51.
That God?
I'm talking. Oh my God! Did everyone just?
I don't know how to read a lexicon. You think that if it's out of lexicon?
That's fucking hilarious. Who wrote that? Biblical people who are writing the biblical definitions of these words.
Biblical scholars out right now saying that it's a servant. It's 100% a servant.
I'm saying this is what they wrote, and the biblical definition BDAG, which Dan McClellan cited as a laestace, says. For neoniskos, it's a servant.
You just made a claim that academia is on your side because of the lexicon.
I'm not saying it's my side. I'm saying this is what it says.
You just pick. Lexicons are not menus, man.
Bro, here's the menu. Read this one, then read this one, then read this one. It's all the same thing. Servant, servant, servant.
It's not what it's saying, man.
Oh my god, I can't anymore. I can't anymore with this guy. I literally can't. We all just looking at it. 3 different definitions say servant.